All right, welcome back, guys. This is my second interview with some of our local players. For our second episode, I have Flo here. Hello. Want to
Hello,
introduce
how's it
yourself?
going?
Yeah. So,
I'm Flo. I'm been playing for 6, 7 years. Ultimate player, Inkling player, borderline PR for most of it. Yeah, that's basically all you need to know.
yep.
Uh,
Yeah. What was your most recent result? Do you have any? You want to
what
mention
the what the
that?
win at creature feature?
Oh no. Okay,
Or
yeah,
the major
what?
result?
Yeah, maybe major. We've got a major result. Yeah.
The
Oh,
recent major result was what, Phantom 25th.
yep.
Got doubled in by Diddy Kong. That was fun. That was
Okay.
my one of my worst major results in a while. But
Damn.
that's all right.
That's all right. We'll
Start off with
get.
the negatives. That's fine.
Yeah, we were beefy. We got to highlight his best result, and here we've highlighted like your worst result. But we'll like we've got more positive things to highlight, I suppose, later in the interview. But yeah, I mean, we'll start off with the generic things first. Like I'm gonna ask like, yeah, how'd you get into Smash? Did you start with start with Ultimate, start with Smash Four? When did you first start playing as did you play as a kid? Like, yeah,
Yeah, I was like casual. I had Brawl at like in 2009,
yeah,
whatever, and I was just playing with my brother pretty much. And I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty good game," but I wasn't really like I was 9, I wasn't really. I didn't have competitive aspirations, I would say.
yeah.
But I played. Then we got Wii Smash for Wii U and Smash for 3DS, and I have probably like 2,000 hours or something in Smash 3DS on
Okay,
like
yeah,
For Glory and single players, and
yeah.
then for Wii U, I just played with my brother in For Glory for like ages. So I had that from 2014 to like what 2016, 17, and then I was like, okay, but it's like casual, but like I was trying to get better. You play on For Glory, you play online, you're like, oh, I kind of want to win a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so it got to 2016, and then I found out about Melee, which was a big mistake. Uh, because I didn't have anyone to play with, but I was obsessed with the game. So instead of, I don't know, I guess in terms of like the ultimate career, uh, pivoted to melee quite hard,
Yeah,
just playing against CPUs because I didn't have anyone to play with pretty much.
yeah. Did you get into
Uh,
Melee through the documentary, or was it just did you watch that
yeah, I
before
did.
playing? Yeah, you did. Yeah, no, same. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was the documentary.
yeah,
I mean, I don't remember precisely, but I was definitely like, melee seems really cool. And then I played it, and I was like, this is like awesome. I was playing with my knockoff GameCube controller and my modded Wii.
yeah.
Knockoff, as in like it was the GameCube Pro controller that you plug into the Wii
The we
remote.
might, yeah, same. I did the same. Yeah,
It was really awful, but it was fun enough for me to continue doing that. But then, yeah, around 2016, I found out about Ultimate Ultimate Smash tournaments as well.
yeah.
I found out about like Smash at Swanston on the Facebook, I think, and I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
pretty interesting. Maybe I'll head over to there one time when I can go to the city. And then I didn't go for 2 years, and then by the time I was like, oh, I should probably go to a tournament. Hey, I wonder if Smash at Swanston's still around, and it's like it discontinued. I was like, yeah, okay, that's kind of bad. Um, I did actually end up attending 2 Ranbats in 2018
Yep.
before BAM. But when I say attending, I mean I attended them. I didn't enter them. I just stood in the corner for half an hour, looking at all the setups and going, "Wow, I wish I brought my controller," or like, was able to talk to anyone.
Was this
Uh,
because your brother went to these events, or was it you?
no, no, my brother was not that interested. He was. I mean, we had the same level of interest until I like because we played together all the time. We played games all together all the time together.
Yep.
So he helped me get better like really quickly. I mean, relatively. But then I took it more seriously than he did, and then he kind of just like was like, okay, I don't
Yes.
really care too much about this. I have other things going on.
Yeah. So he didn't go to any
Um,
events actually.
he did actually.
Oh, okay. What
Uh,
was his tag?
he went on to B Bell for because he came with me to my the first Ultimate tournament, Caltroy's Cross Up
Okay.
in 2019,
Yep.
and I was so mad because I was like the one caring about it, and I got like 97th. I lost to like two like bad matchups.
Yep.
Uh, and then he got like 49th. He almost made it out of pools at his first tournament playing Isabel, and he only
Okay.
got he got double limbed by like a Smash 4 PR player like Chinnery's,
Okay.
and it was
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna do? Like, he's too good.
No.
He's more naturally talented than me, but like, I've just like stuck with it longer, so I get to be the better player.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, was that the expected result? Like, was he? Did you think? Well, I mean, when you were playing with each other, were you better than him, or was he better than you? Like, or
I was better than him. I
okay.
mean, he was better than me at like a base. Like, he's more naturally talented than me, I
Yeah.
think. But like, I just played way more. So then
Okay.
I eventually just got better than him. But
Yeah.
ultimately, obviously, that was like the first week of its release. So
Yeah. Like anything can kind of happen. Um.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
suppose. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the one Smash Four? Do you want to talk about Bam 10 a bit? Or like what
Yeah, I was
happened
gonna
there?
say
Yeah.
I kind of skipped ahead a little bit.
Yeah. That's right.
My first actual tournament was BAM 10. The All Smash it has two tournaments at like 2014, but I don't know how to get rid of them off my account. Uh,
Yeah. That was
I just kind
crazy.
of they kind of just came with the account. No, I did not team with MGK in the 2014
Yeah, I was
Ranbat.
like, wait, I'm learning some crazy lore right now. Like, how did you know MGK back in the day in
That would have been
2014?
insane.
Like, you would have been
I
like how
was
old as well? Like,
To be honest, I was actually an MGK subscriber back in like 2015, 2016.
okay,
Like
okay, yeah.
that was, and then I found out I was from Victoria, and I watched some of his vlogs, and I was like, damn, he's like, that's crazy. He's from my city. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Uh, anyway, no, my first tournament was Band 10.
yep,
Uh, at this point, yeah, I was obviously much more into Melee than Smash 4. Like, I still entered Smash 4 because I was like, okay, I still like the game. I'm just not, it was not my focus. Uh, but I went 2-2 in Melee, which is pretty happy with. Didn't really talk to anyone from the like the Smash 4 side. I pretty much just stayed in the, the Melee setups the entire
yeah,
time,
fair
meeting
enough.
people. Uh, but yeah, it was a good tournament.
Yep. And you
Pretty
played
fun to watch.
Fox, right, in that game?
Yeah, I did play Fox.
Yep.
I was a Foxman at that point. Uh,
Yeah, okay.
I went from Villager to Marth to Fox to Captain Falcon. It was just basically depending on who beat me the hardest on Elite Smash for Glory. I was like, damn, Fox is kind of broken. Like,
Yeah, I kind of
F.
found with like because I'm the same, right? I like played a lot of For Glory. But I didn't enter any tournaments in four. But I felt like at that point you basically just play whatever. You don't really want to main a character until you want to like actually start competing seriously. I think
Yeah,
unless you found someone, which eventually I did. I did find like, oh, I'm winning the most on Cloud. I'm gonna keep playing Cloud. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's
um,
pretty much how it is.
yeah.
Me too.
But yeah, I mean, so then we had that one tournament, and then yeah, your first ultimate tournament. We talked about a little bit about it. Little CWC, you go 1-2, but it seems like you play Inkling from the get go, right? Like, how do you know this was going to be your character from the get go, and you
Uh,
still stuck with it
so
all these years later? Yeah.
yeah, Ultimate came out at a really nice time. So obviously this is like a week into the game, and I was like, okay, I don't know. I didn't like. I came to the game and I was like, okay, I played Fox, I played Marth, I played Falcon. Like, I'll see what happens. Like, I don't have like a main going into the game that I'm like that good at.
Hmm.
Uh, and I played Inkling. And I was like, oh, this character's fast, man. The
Yep.
dashes, that it's just so. Because obviously I was still like a melee first kind of person at that time. Well, not
Yep.
first, but like, you know.
Primarily, yeah.
So I was like, okay, the movement really appealed to me, like right off the bat. And I was like, okay, Inkling, that's awesome. Let's just play Inkling, for better or for worse. And they turned out to be pretty good at the beginning of the game, so that didn't get dissuaded by playing a low tier. Uh, my other option I was thinking was playing Pichu, but then they turned out to be good, so my like joke character turned into Piranha Plant as my like
Oh
second best
yes.
character.
So that was actually like an earlier development, not a later development. Like it was the Power
Yeah,
Plant was
well,
out
yeah, I
early.
was pretty much I was pretty early. I was pretty much like, I like playing joke characters, but Pichu was too good, unfortunately. So I had to play Inkling.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. No, that makes sense actually a lot because I know with the melee players when like at the start of Ultimate there was a lot of the melee players had a try of it and I do remember a lot of them did play famously Armada obviously, but there's a few more that
yes.
I know there's a few more that played like also like playing Inkling, as well. Like what's it? Like Toph, I'm pretty sure played Inkling.
Yes, yes, Toph
So
did.
I think like Swedish Delight even played Inkling as well. Like I don't know if you remember that one.
That's right.
Yeah. So
I feel like there was another player though. I can't
yeah,
remember the name.
there probably is.
It's
I
probably
felt-
more.
yeah, it felt like it was like what Diddy Kong Diddy Kong players in Smash 4, or yeah, or Melee players, or Splatoon fans. Yeah,
Yeah, Sebpro 101 Splatoon.
yeah, exactly. But
I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of people who picked up played Inkling in the first like 6 months.
oh, because people thought they were the best character in the game at that time.
Yeah. We can save that a bit for later though.
Yeah, we can save it for later because that was it is pretty crazy how that actually was a thing, where it makes no sense for anyone today. But yeah, we'll save that bit for later. But yeah, like I said, we've talked about your first CWC.
I do want to say I think I was seeded. I got us seeded, but I think I got really unlucky with my matchups because I played Arnie, who was like Smash 4 PR.
Yeah, that's right.
Like good player. I also lost like my first 5 sets to him. And then I played Danzer and losers who played Rob, and I was like, oh, okay, this is just the level of ultimate players. I didn't realize that Rob was actually just like a problem matchup for me in particular.
Yeah, because
my first tournament, I had to play Danzer. Like he's like one of the people who are like lower than me who have a winning record on me still, who are like never like top 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah. So you go on to this tournament, but pretty close after this. Like your next 2 tournaments, you start actually already like you basically immediately perform like pretty quickly. You February and March Ranbat, you get I believe 13th and 17th or 17th and 13th something.
Yeah,
like
17th,
13th, and like I think in the March one you go game 5 of Extra.
I do go game 5 of Extra. A game watch as well.
Yeah, who probably at this point, I'm not sure like how like what the opinion was early 2019, but I mean he was the best Smash 4 player. That's not a debate. That's not an opinion.
And I mean, in 2019, early 2019, he was also the best.
And probably early. I'm about to say probably still in early 2019. Probably is still the best Smash player in the country.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing fighting for 13th, but anyway.
Yeah. So like I suppose go a bit about I suppose those events and go a bit about that set with Extra, if you can remember.
I mean, it was pretty exciting. I mean, because obviously I had the 2-month break essentially between Capture Race Cross Up, so I was still like I didn't know how. I didn't have any testing. Couldn't test myself against anyone. I mean, I played online a lot. Like I played Full Glory because obviously I'd just finished year 12, so I had infinite time to just like play Smash for 10 hours a day, which definitely sped things along a little bit. But I think I lost to Splice's Corrin in my winners round 1.
That's right.
Like I think it was my first set, which was like okay, that's expected. And then I played Mercury's Fox. Mercury?
Yep.
Old Smash 4 player, Insie's friend. We went last hit. I could have gone out 97th, and then I would have been like, okay, that's fair. But I didn't, and then I played Ultra Instinct to Naito. I think he runs Wi-Fi tournaments still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays like the Mewtwo player.
Yeah,
that was his first tournament as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was cool. He was very excited. And then I don't know. I just kept playing people because the other thing I just didn't know anyone, or like I had obviously the 40 hadn't come out at that point because of the summer season hadn't finished. But then I played like Earl and Wootkins.
Yep.
Actually, I'm getting the 2 runs mixed up in my head. I think it might have been like Dilbert Princess, something. But anyway, I just played people and I was like, yeah, these guys are pretty good, but I'm just like waiting for them to make a mistake and then whiff punishing them with Inkling over and over and over again, which worked out pretty well at that stage of the game because people were still figuring out their game plans and stuff. And then I just ended up at 17th and not 13th, which was pretty good. I don't know. I didn't really have much else to say. I was a bit shocked. I was like, I felt like the play should have been better, but I also didn't know. I just didn't know how what the skill level was, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, did you know about Extra and like how good he was? I suppose when you were playing him.
Yeah, at that point I was like, well, because I was saying before, for the February one, I had no context for who anyone was, and
Yep,
then
yep.
the 40 came out. I was like, oh, Earl, I beat a guy named Earl. He's like top 20. Why is that the same guy? Uh, so I knew who Extra was because obviously he's like top two at that point, top
Yeah.
three, top three at
What?
least on the
Yeah.
PR.
Would have won the BAM
I
that
don't
year.
have
10. Would
measurement,
have won
but
one BAM 10, right? I'm pretty sure he
I
won BAM
would
10.
not be able to tell you who won BAM 10.
I'm
Probably
pretty sure he won BAM
Extra.
10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. I was watching Melee. I didn't
Oh,
know what
okay.
was going on with the Smash 4 side. Uh, but uh, but yeah, I played Extra. That was very. That was a good. That was a very good set. Uh, I think you're still getting used to Game and Watch.
Okay.
I
Yep.
mean, although I guess everyone's still getting used to their characters,
Yep.
but
Yep.
uh, I just hit a lot of rollers. I remember, which against Game Watch is very useful because he dies at like 90, and if you don't do that, then he doesn't die for another like 100% usually.
Yep.
So
Yep.
um, yeah, that was I was pretty hyped up on that game five, but obviously you don't win, and it's also like obviously if you don't win, you don't get the accolades. I
Yeah.
guess
But did you have
like
like
it's
a
like almost.
yeah? But did you have like a mental thing where it's like, all right, I went game five, basically the best player in the country. Like, oh, I have some potential. Maybe I can like if I just keep improving.
Yeah,
We'll see where we
yeah, for
go.
sure. At that point, definitely, because
Yep.
I think I had like maybe a stage smashed in between, and I heard people like talking about me like just like I'm like eavesdropping on like Duon being like, oh, there's like a new Inkling player who's like pretty good, and I'm
Yep.
like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's awesome. Wait a minute. So
Yeah.
I was definitely like, especially after the 17th, I was like, okay, I can beat top 20 players, so surely I'm like all right at the very least. So I was like, oh, beating extras doable. Like I didn't think I was gonna win, obviously, but it was definitely a big confidence boost
Yeah. Exactly.
to be able to like almost take a set off the best player in the country at the time, probably.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So like I said, yeah, you do pretty well at the get go. You have a few tournaments in between, but we'll skip straight to like your first major in Ultimate, unless you count CWC as a major. But the first
no,
first proper major. We even have some internationals come for this event. Yeah, so we'll go to BAM 11. Believe you get 33rd or you get 49th for
I
this
do get
event.
33rd.
Yeah,
I do get
and
33rd.
um, yeah, so I suppose just want to talk about, like I suppose like any like your mindset before this event. Did you like treat it any differently? And then you can talk about a little bit of your losses. Honestly, pretty brutal losses for 33rd from what I can gauge. But
I
also
know what
yeah,
like it was crazy. I think my mindset coming to this event was very like I'll see what happens. I mean, because it was the first major, but I mean, unless you count CWC or like I went to BAM last year, but that was like okay, I'm like last seed.
yeah,
It's like I'm playing to have fun. I'm playing to for the experience. This tournament, I was like 20th in Victoria. I was like, oh okay, I have like there's like expectations like a little bit.
yeah.
Uh, Obviously I'll still see it to drown, but I was like okay, I can at least put up a good fight against like Doctor Nucleus.
Oh,
Or
that's right. That's
Dr.
his.
Anus, as
Yeah.
he might be known today. Uh, we did have a good stream set. We Inkling vs DK,
Okay.
but um, it was mostly just like a great experience to go and see, like, especially because it was the my first time interacting with people from other states
Yep.
and like kind of like experiencing like the community level of it. Uh,
Did people from other states know who you were, or at this point?
not not particularly, no. It was still like really early on, and there
Yep.
was also like a lot of people in like the 50 or the 50 as it was the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
VPS. There was definitely like a lot of other people because I mean it's also like you like nowadays it's like the community is a bit smaller, so it's really easy to like meet people and be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, you're like Joe McXenoblade. Like there's only like 10 players in Perth. No,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. There's like 30 or so, but
Yeah.
there's like less people, right?
Yeah.
Like that band was like 200, like 400, 340 entrants. So it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people to get around. I mean, obviously, so most of the interactions was like, oh, I don't know you, you don't know me. Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, it was a good event. I got pretty lucky making out of pools, playing like a melee person, or person who was there for melee. I think ZXY, ZXV.
Okay.
I think he's from ACT.
Yep.
Yeah, he was mainly there for melee. So I mean, I played him to make it out of pools, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty nice. I played Ike matchup. I knew how to play it at that time.
Yep.
Because I lost to Arnie 5 times in a row, so I at least knew how to lose it. So I just didn't do that.
Yep.
And then I played Gary's Carol, who also I think it was like worse than me. It was like 100th seed. He was not supposed to be there, and he even said as much to me. He's like, "Oh, both of us are not supposed to be here." And like when we sat down to play, I'm like, "Yeah,
Who's Gary?
yeah,
I
that is
saw,
true."
Yeah. Gary, big player?
He's a big player. He's from Geelong.
Okay, nice. Yep.
Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah.
It's like he's a teacher now. He's like an older player. So
Okay.
plays Carol. Yeah, obviously Carol up. I was like, oh, awesome. I play Inkling. I know how to do combos.
Yep.
This is gonna be a fun set. And then I played Eatmansaw and I got
Yes.
6 stocked. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, Yoshi. Yep. Yeah, you're really good. Then I'll take 33rd.
No, I
And then I
remember
watched.
Immense or because I used to at this time I'm still not really going on events and I'm playing Elite Smash. I actually remember Immense was like the first person. I'm like, damn, this feels like one of the best players in the country. Actually, like I felt like
Not actually.
yeah, like so as I said, it's pretty brutal. Iman is probably still pretty one of the best players in New South Wales still at this point.
Yeah. Well, at this point, obviously top 8 of this tournament. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that tournament was kind of crazy though, because like I think all of the people who entered top 8 or 3 of the people who entered top 8 from losers, like they went on 5-set losers runs. They all beat people at like 33rd and then won all the way to top 8.
Yep.
It was very crazy. Like Ignis did that as well, and I think Dr. Annis also did that. I think did Joe? I don't remember, but yeah, that Emancel was definitely the first person who I played and was like, this is impossible. But I was like 30 seconds into game 1, I was down like a stock and some percent already. I was like, yeah, this is like where my run ends. Like that's fine. Though. That's fine. That happens.
Have you played Eman since?
No,
No,
I
okay.
don't think I have actually.
Yeah.
He can hold that one. He can hold that one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I mean, it's still pretty good. Like I said, I didn't know you were unseeded for this event, and you still make it out of pools. You know, like it has to be
I mean,
like.
I don't remember. I was probably seated like 60, like for like 70th or like 80th. I wasn't like completely.
So still suited to drown, and you make you managed
still,
to win a set on day 2. Like so.
Yes. Yeah,
that's pretty.
I don't think I made a single upset, but you know that's that's how brackets go sometimes.
All right, so yeah, I suppose in between BAM and here, we just have a lot of like. I mean, you just go to a lot of Vic events. You still perform pretty solidly, and you just getting better and better wins. You know, slightly like, being a bit more consistent, not losing to as many like, I suppose people you shouldn't be losing to, which earns you. We come like around 6 months later. We come to no, not quite. It's actually a little bit closer than that, but like we come to the first Vic Arcadian, where you've somehow found yourself as the number 1 seed of this event.
Somehow is the right word. I don't think I should have been first seed.
You don't think you should be first seed? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, just tell me. Before we actually go into the tournament, tell me like what you're thinking like beforehand at this tournament, and like like. Suppose your expectations in like, did you think you were going to win, or like who are the people to avoid as well?
I think mean obviously everyone knows about Arcadians being the first seed is not ideal for like the mentality. I mean, because I'd never top 3 to that's a lie. I've top 3 to tournament, but at that point, but I'd never been in grand finals of a tournament to that point. So being first seed of like a 222 man tournament is like it's not easy to play that consistently against that many people.
Yep.
I was definitely very nervous the week. Like I just kept religiously checking the attendance number entrance list like every like couple of hours, being like, oh my god, why is there so many people at this tournament? Like I kept like hyping myself up.
Did you think it was like, oh, that's just more money for me?
I mean, like a little bit. I was like telling my parents, I was like, oh, if I win this tournament, I make like $700 or something, because they had like a double the pot bonus if it got over 64 entrants, and it went a little bit over 64.
Yep.
So, you can imagine like what 200 entrants times like it'd been like 40% for first, like 200 times 5, like 40% of that, and then times 2 on top of that. Yeah, that's like 800, 900, $1,000, which is like a lot of money to be putting on the line.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, I should do well, but I'm also like freaking out, like so much, very anxious, and then obviously like at that point, I like Revax was like 2nd seed, 4th seed, something like that, and he was the guy who just went to monthlies, did really well, but DQ'd before he got to like anyone good, but always like performed, and I was like, okay, I can't beat Revax probably. Harris had my number, Zaki had my number.
Yep.
And there were a lot of like people in like the lower end, like Shen, who also could beat me, and I was like, okay, this is like going to be really, really tricky, even if I like do manage to not get upset. And then obviously you go to the day of the tournament, and then I do get upset relatively early.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, like, do you want to talk about? Yeah, so you do play, and then like I suppose if as first seed, you're technically not supposed to lose until the end. Not even.
No.
You're not supposed to lose at all. So you do come up. You do lose to Kaito.
I do lose to Kaito. Kids menu. The Joker.
So like why did this happen, and like what did you think about it after? Especially if there's a huge tournament, gonna have to make a huge losers run to get back to that first place. So what did you think of that set?
That was not very fun, losing to Kaito, because like, I mean, Joker's like, he's just a good character.
Yep.
So you play a little bit, like, obviously this was also best of 3 because I didn't have time at this point in the tournament. So you lose, like, I lost game 1 and I was like, okay, to Arsene, like, he gets the early kills, he gets a few reads, he plays very defensively, and it's like, okay, I made a few mistakes, and then I got flustered, and then I made some more mistakes, and then I got killed by Arsene, and then I got more flustered, and then he won the set, and I was like, okay, that's really bad for my tournament winning chances.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We still have losers. My mentality was actually not the best at that time, because also the context of this was, apart from the 2 initial Ranbats, every monthly / big event I'd gone to, except for the BAM as well, but every like weekly, like a monthly event that like lasted a long time, I ran out of stamina, and I underperformed like very heavily. Well, not very heavily, but like I was like, okay, I have the potential to top 8 Ranbats, but I always got 17th or 25th. So I was like, okay, this is gonna happen again, maybe. Not looking forward to playing 10 sets to win the tournament from here, or 8 sets. But okay, like I should have some easy opponents. I played Dampe or Lee. Yep. He ran the bowling at a Stanton, if anyone knows that guy. Yeah, he played Plant, I think, at that time. So relatively easy opponent. And then I played Zetman. He played Link at that time. This was pre him being PR, like well before then. And we had a close set. And then I played Harris in one of the most depressing sets I've ever played.
Yep. 3-0. What happened here? Donkey Kong comes again. And might not be the last time Donkey Kong comes here.
Dude, because it's like, I started... Well, obviously coming to the tournament, Harris was one of the favorites.
Yep.
Like, his top 8 seed. He had my number as well, because he played a DK where he played very patient, and then every time I tried to approach him, he like back-aired me or grabbed me, and then every time he grabbed me, he did 50%. He just like knew exactly what my movement patterns were, so he just like knew how to dismantle me, which was not a very good person to play when I'm like freaking out and reverting to my panic options. That was so, because he 2-stocked me game 1, I think it was not close game 2, and then game 3 I got him to 300%, not 300, like 250% probably. he just would not die on his first stock, and then he won, and then I was the most depressed I've ever been, maybe.
Yeah, do you
Okay,
want to talk about
okay,
that?
maybe not the most depressed, but
Yeah, I
uh,
suppose in your Smash career, probably though probably the darkest moment so far.
yeah,
I'm not gonna
by
lie.
far so far.
I've heard from you directly, like I suppose like what maybe what you did after the tournament. Like what was the well, I mean yeah, what was the reaction after like in general?
I mean, immediately after, I just like went to the bar room and just like sat down and just like stared at a corner for like an hour or so. Like
Yeah,
literally, I didn't know what to talk to anyone. I didn't know what to interact with anyone. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to stew in my own like self pity and like not. I didn't even make top eight. Like, oh, it's so
so you
frustrating.
got $0 on this,
Having all
right?
those no, that was the worst part. I got $40 because the prize pool was so crazy that they
Yeah.
paid out $40, and I was half a mind to just give it back to them. To be honest, I didn't want to accept it. I was so mad. I was like, "Ah, they want, ah, what a, I was so upset. Uh, I mean, a lot of people did try to cheer me up throughout. Like Seb came, Didi, I think,
Yeah.
Raze, P9. Uh, and then I sat down at the setup for another half an hour, just like doing up through upper on a DK, I think. Um, I was just so like out of it for like the rest of the day. And it was like a long day still, because at that time it was dark outside. It was like 9 o'clock just before top eight.
Yeah.
And then we got kicked out before top three finished, obviously.
Yeah.
And they had to
Famously.
finish at EBS. But I didn't even watch like the top eight. I was just like it was just happening in the background, and I was sitting at a setup like half a room away by myself.
Yep.
It was Yeah, that was not very fun. Not very fun.
Did you do any like reflection, like when you went home afterwards or anything, or?
Yeah, I wrote like a couple thousand words on why I lost and
Yeah.
like what I was thinking. I actually tried to find it, but my old laptop does not turn on anymore.
Okay.
So
Oh, you wrote this
it's
down, kind of
lost
typed
media.
it
But
down.
the crux of it was like I am really bad. I don't have experience at big tournaments and like Revacs. I am like I play a shit character like Inkling. Like they can't get it done. Like I don't know what to do with this character. Like my game plan is so dog shit. Like I don't have the stamina. I shouldn't have been first seed. That was too much pressure. Like why do they add all the money into it? Like I was just going on, and then I had to take like a week or two off. I think and that was like my first break, like proper like I don't want to play the game for a little bit.
Yep.
Section it was like that bad. Uh, but then I did eventually come back because there was obviously Big Cheese 3, Big Cheese 2,
Choose two. Yep.
one of the two.
Yeah. I
In like a
suppose.
couple months, and I was like, okay, I've had my 2 weeks off. I want to play Smash again. I got to get ready for the next one.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh,
We can talk about Big Cheese too. Like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty unspectacular result. Like, I mean, it's just a whatever at this point. But I mean, it's your first time traveling, right?
yes,
Yes, and
yes.
so
It
I
was a
mean, how's that experience? Like just the getting to play somewhere else that's not like not in Melbourne and just seeing a different crowd and just the tournament itself.
it was really interesting, especially because the group I went with was basically just a ragtag group of like Victorians who like didn't have like other people to go with. Like we
Mm-hmm.
had like Ignis, Mercury, like T Boy, the old like little Mac main that no one would know except
I don't
like
know
old
T boy.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like people who were just like I think we had Nate Dogg maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We had Harris in the car, I think. Maybe I can't remember. But
Oh, so
it's
you
just
drove
like
there. Yeah.
yeah, we drove there. It was just like not like a tight knit friend group or whatever. It was just like, oh, well, we're all going to Big Cheese, so you know what? You guys want to drive? We'll drive. Okay.
Yep.
But it was it was a fun drive. It was a fun experience, being in Adelaide and being like, oh, cool, we get to like play Smash the whole weekend or like go to a tournament. Like that's the reason we're here. It
Yep.
was a very fun experience. The tournament itself was pretty exciting, in particular, because there were a lot of that was like the first major where I was like properly like I was like paying attention to results, and I had like all the appropriate context. I was like, oh my gosh, Jason's playing Sebpro 101 for ninth, and he's playing his Falco that he played against Mod at like Sunshine for like 3 months straight. Like, oh, I get it. Or like, oh, Jay Dizzle lost to Shadrew. Like, oh my gosh, what an upset. Like, I had all the context.
Well,
So it was very.
he lost to Rust actually as well.
Yeah, he lost to Rust. I was like,
Yeah.
how did Rust do this?
Yeah, right.
I felt a bit guilty because I actually warmed Jay Dizzle up that day.
Oh, so you didn't
I was
warm up
playing him in
enough.
friendlies
Oh.
beforehand. Because I had to play Benjo's Young Link. So I was like, oh, I have to warm up for Young Link, you have to warm up for Inkling. But obviously I didn't do a very good job. Because Rust won.
I mean, Rust was
Somehow.
just the goat. I mean, like, did you know about Rust at this point? I suppose, like, you know, like,
Yeah,
is he the
yeah.
better? Did you think he might have been better than you, or like, what was? Or
I think he was better. He was definitely better than me. I mean,
at this point?
I just assumed that all of the top 5 players or top 10 players in every state was better than me.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, at this point, uh, like I lived, I spent a lot of my free time on Oz Smash just like looking stuff up. Uh, Especially after like I got like kind of good. I was like, oh, I want to see who like this player is, like what their win rate is, or like because Oz Smash was like it's such a good website.
It's such a good
It's
website,
crazy.
yeah.
It's a good website for when like I finished my uni work and I'm just like hanging out at lunchtime and I'm like, oh, I want to like do something on my phone and I don't have Twitter at this point because Jason hasn't made me get one for the top 8 tweets. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go on Smash and like look at the 40, like try to like remember the players
Yeah.
from like other states as well. But yeah, I guess my personal one was pretty like standard.
Yeah.
Like lost to Trojans ESS. It was like game 3 is close set. It was actually so funny though because I lost and I was like so like ups. I was not that upset, but I was kind of out of it, and then I sort of was just not like I played the loser set right after, and I didn't even realize I won after I won 2-0. Like I kind of just like he held up his fist. And I was like, oh, I guess this is the end of the set.
Yep.
That was a bit disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit of a brat with that one. But yeah, I mean, just went to seed, beat a Mario
Yeah,
in
yeah.
top 64, then lost to Benjo game 3, last hit, I think. Well, maybe not last hit, but it was a close set as well.
Yeah.
Which is as expected. I mean, there's not too much to say, to be honest. It's just a standard major run,
Yeah,
I
just
guess.
a major. Yeah, nothing cool happening yet.
Nothing to me. It was
Yeah.
mostly just to other people.
Oh yeah, it was a good tournament. I actually remember that was one of the first. Like I heard about Bengal before. I never watched it, but I actually did watch Big Cheese live. I think it was the first major I watched live, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Me Brawler won a major.
Yeah,
What's
I
going
know.
on?
Dude, like little Big Didi counterpicking like Shadrew with Luigi in top
Gee.
8. Like, what's like
And
look crazy
that's still happening to this day. DD.
It's true, yeah. He would
Yeah.
counterpick a fucking
Yeah.
anyone with Luigi if they
Yeah.
can.
But yeah, all right. So yeah, we had Big Cheese, and at this point, you're getting like a bit better. You're becoming just quite solid. But you haven't hit that PR point yet, right? And you probably had thoughts about, like, oh, I want to get PR at some point. I don't know if you had these thoughts in like 2019 or maybe these started happening in early 2020. But like, I suppose what did you feel like it was like the biggest like roadblock to getting PR? At this point, right? Because also at this point, most of the PR these are like Smash 4 veterans, right? Like, do you feel like is it just lack of experience? Or like, do you feel like the matchup pool is unfavorable, or like it's just your own skill level? You just haven't developed certain game plans. Like, what do you feel like was the biggest roadblock to like cracking that top 10 at this point?
I think in most of 2019, my main 2 issues were the monthly stamina issue, which I didn't figure out until like really late. So obviously the monthlies were pretty important, and I shot the bed at most of them. Or like not shot the bed, but like I lost to. I didn't do that well. Like I didn't go on any deep runs. That was issue 1. Issue 2 was the top 5 or top 6, 7 at that time were like untouchable for me. I was like tracking my sets and I was like, oh, I'm like 90-2 or 2-90 against them for like all of 2019. I was like, okay, I've lost like 20 sets to maybe not 20, but like I've lost like 15 sets to Seb, 15 sets to Raze, 10 sets to Nick. Like I'm not getting close to any of them. Like I beat Extra once, and I beat Tommy once, but every other set I'm like I'm not close. But like other people around me were able to like take sets off those top 5, and I was like, okay, that's like where I need to go to next, probably. Obviously, that's really tricky because I think at this time also my playstyle was very whiff punish heavy and very like, oh, if you make a mistake, I'll kill you probably. But the top players were neutral. They played neutral, so they were like, oh, what if I just didn't do that? What if I just don't give you the free landing aerials juicy in your face that everyone else gives you? And then I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to do here actually. So I think that was the main roadblock. Over COVID, the actual roadblock turned out to be Booyah because I couldn't hit it in all of 2019. I thought it was a fake combo. Or like, I'd go into training and I'd try it on Palutena and it wouldn't show up true on the combo counter. I'd be like, yeah, this is impossible. Like, this is the fakest thing I've ever seen. And then through all of 2022, I just didn't play online. I played training mode, Booyah, like mode essentially for like 3 hours, every couple of weeks. But I had motivation, and then I got pretty good at it. And then I came back and I was like, okay, that was the answer actually. I didn't have to improve as a player at all. I just needed a consistent kill confirm. That's all I needed.
It is true though. It is true. Like it's surprisingly true. But yeah, I like so. I mean, you said it was like mainly versus the top level players, but like, did you also struggle versus like the players like just a bit outside of that? I mean, at this point, you're kind of just the ones just outside of that, but like, players like I suppose like 8 through 12. Do you remember at this point like how you're doing to them?
Yeah, I'd win sometimes because like 8 through 12 at this point was like Corvid. It would be like Duon if he was like kind of not having a great season. It would be Earl. It would be like Barney, Sandman, and some of these players I do pretty well into. Zaki as well. Some of these players, like I'd beat Zaki, I'd be able to beat like I had a very good record versus Earl for my time. I can beat Jason, I can beat Corvid. Though like the lower end PR wins was not really like the issue, I guess, like compared to my cohort. Was mostly just like I just missing like the higher PR wins. And I was also missing a bit of consistency with like not losing to like Trungy or like Skyfish San or like random people. Because obviously Inkling is a character that, like in my opinion, you need to know the game, the matchup to win consistently. And I didn't have matchups for. I've never played a Banjo before, or like I've never played a Fox before. I've never played a whatever before, or like I've played them before, but I haven't played this version of them before, so I just didn't know what to do. So I copped a lot of like weird losses that first year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely go into that a bit later on. I do have some like stuff like related to that. But yeah, I suppose that's basically 2019. Even 2020-ish bit over. Obviously, we have a pretty big world event where we have to stay inside for a bit. I suppose like what did you think when like this was happening? Like with Smash, like did you still play much? Did you drop off? Like did you want to focus on something else to do in your spare time? Like what was like COVID like for you?
COVID was pretty bad for me. I was not very motivated to do anything, and that included Smash. I mean, because at this point I'd kind of sworn off Wi-Fi a little bit, which was maybe like not the smartest idea. Because I'd like obviously if I go to a tournament every like couple weeks or not every couple weeks, if I go to a tournament like once a week, it's like I don't need to play Wi-Fi. And my Wi-Fi connection is notoriously not very good. So on top of like not having an Ethernet cable, on top of not having good Wi-Fi, on top of like motivational issues, I just didn't want to enter any like online tournaments during COVID. So I didn't really play the game that much. I mean, I went into training mode for the Booyah as I previously mentioned because I was like, okay, this is something I can do. and it's like really easy, and I won't be pissing anyone else off with it, or pissing myself off. So, well, obviously, COVID was like a long time, so I didn't. I just had long stretches where I just didn't play too much. I mean, we did come out of lockdown for like little bits and pieces there, here and there.
Yeah.
Like there was like a little bit of like Pixel Return for a little bit at the end of 2022. So it wasn't like the worst. I didn't have like the same kind of drop off from not playing as like P9, say.
Yeah, there's quite a few because I was wondering with that because it you did come back still like pretty like if if not you came back like kind of better.
I came back better actually.
Yeah, actually,
Like
which like, but did you feel like that was? Did you feel like your game plan had gotten better? Like, were you still like watching VODs at this time of other people, or do you feel like a lot of people just got worse because of no practice?
I think I probably got a little bit better, but I think because I was watching VODs, I was trying to improve in like some areas. I mean, the thing is, it's like a 6 month period or whatever, or like a year long period. So obviously, I had like periods of like 3 weeks where I did nothing, and then periods of like a week where I was like, oh, I want to play Smash, I want to train, I want to like learn and stuff. But I think mainly it was probably that's like hard to say, to be honest. Because I mean, I wasn't very good at like judging people's like skill level back then. I wasn't really like analyzing like their like level of play, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'd imagine it's just because like the reason that I was able to catch up was because I had something that I could like practice, and BR is like actually just so important. It's not funny.
Yeah, but I
Because it
suppose.
turned me from
Yeah.
being like, okay, if this person's like shielding at like kill percents all the time, what do I do? To, oh, I can just kill them for this actually. And people weren't expecting me to be able to do that, so it worked out really
Just a
nicely.
solution, yeah. But were you shocked? I suppose like I do know with other people like they when we got out of lockdown, and some players started like dropping off a bit, and like how's this happening? Were you like shocked that this happened? Like I'm not gonna name names, but like some people did basically fall off like their careers died basically during COVID. Like were you shocked that like this happened, or like did it make sense that like the people who've been grinding Wi-Fi, we had players come straight out of Wi-Fi immediately do well offline, like Deku and like Dura and
Jura,
stuff. Yeah.
Jura. I think, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because it's like even if you remove the online like playing aspect of it and like playing the game, it's also just like people like move on with their life over like a period of time.
Mhm.
It's like you've got 6 months, you can't do anything. Like maybe you get into a new hobby, maybe your like priorities change. You lose motive. Like a lot of people lost motivation for the game, and like even when tournaments came back, maybe like it didn't surprise me that a lot of people probably didn't want to like just go back to tournaments, I guess. So it kind of made sense to me. But also, obviously, if you played a lot of Wi-Fi, I think it's very clear that you were gonna have a head start on like a lot of people coming out of COVID,
Yeah.
which wasn't actually it wasn't like ultra clear that that was going to be the case, I guess, at that time, because there was a lot of sentiment, myself included, of like, Wi-Fi is like it's like okay, but it's not like you're not gonna get better. You're gonna learn the Wi-Fi playstyle. Like
Hmm.
it's not like the same. You can kind of like skimp on it. Like you can just take a break for like 6 months, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Uh, which is like it's kind of true, but like not really.
Yeah. So yeah, at this point, like I said, you come back, you actually come back a bit more solid. Um, and a little bit after this, so sometime in 2021, or it's just like, I'm pretty sure it's 2021 autumn, you get your first PR, is that correct? Is it autumn season?
Yeah,
Um,
the
it's
first
the
one
Friday, the Friday
comes
Night
out.
Funkin' PR one. So you get 11.
Yeah.
Um, I suppose tell me what you think about like I mean this is the first time I think they expanded the PR in
Yes,
a
it was the first
while.
one.
Yeah, so they expanded to 15. So you get 11, but like I suppose yeah, did you have any thoughts or reactions to this? Like, did you think it was cool? What was
I
your
I was
thoughts?
pretty happy with it.
Yep.
I guess it wasn't the first one. The first one was the 10-man PR with Deku on it and Kami, where I got HMs as 11th.
Yep.
So I'd already gotten 11th,
11th,
the
yeah.
like season prior, and I was like, okay, I've got 11th again, but this time it means more because I'm not a HM apparently.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is like cool, but also like top 10 is like the real PR, so
Yeah.
I think I'll just like hold off on like properly celebrating until that point, which is
Yeah.
very funny to say with the hindsight of like today
Yep.
and knowing what happens for the next couple years. But at the time, I was like, yeah, I'm like happy, but you know, I really wish I'd just beaten a few more people to get top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Mm.
Because, yeah, as I'm gonna say, like, yeah, you do get stuck at 11 to 12 for quite a bit actually. Like I think you go 11 to 12, 12 to 11th. That's
Yes.
how the order went, and this includes certain people getting top 10, including me before you, like
Yes.
which is a bit crazy. Um,
Yeah.
I know. Were you like a bit? Were you getting a bit frustrated by this point? You know what was happening? It's like, you know, why couldn't you get top 10? You know, you had people like Zab as well, like crack top 10. You had people like me. Um, I'm not sure if
Elf,
Color. Yeah, well, yeah, Ernest.
Danklin.
Yeah, Danklin. Oh, they'll live in 12 to be
I
fair,
don't think
but
Danklin.
yeah,
There's
but
like just a lot of people where it's like, well, it's also like you gotta there's also like, you know, people like Zetman,
yeah,
Deku, like
we have new people come in. We have
Kami.
Strix and Beat come in as well. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's just like there's like a rotating doors. There's rotating doors are like people who come in and out of the PR, like their top 10. Like they have their like amazing season for like a couple, or like, you know, amazing couple of seasons, and then they go away, and then another person, like, you know, on the come up, happens to be on the come up at the same time as they pop out, and then there's no room for me because I'm very good. I was very good at having good to great seasons, but I wasn't really good at having excellent seasons, which is what my cohort needed, because there's only like if you want to get top 10, there's only like really like 2-3 spots for my cohort at that
yeah,
time, or like, you know, because it's like, okay, you got the top 5, you've got Strix, you got Beat, you got like, you know, Zetman. Inzi was like impossible to like, you know, overtake.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's like 7. Usually
Eight.
it was like
Yeah,
7, 8 spots of the PR already gone. And then you go, okay, Kami's sometimes good. You know, Corvid's sometimes good. L's like really good now for some reason after he came back from Japan.
yeah,
You're here. Zav's got 9th at BAM 2022 for some reason. Like, it's just so many people like that where it's like, okay, I can
got
like on the,
Rob as
on the
well. Yeah,
average, I could probably be better than you guys on like an average season, but like you guys, like enough of you guys had enough, like a good season, enough times to just knock me out, I guess.
yeah, and I suppose like when I like for the one I did it at, right, like I just kind of had a little mini sneak in there at the end of, you know, the like, oh, I just managed to get a top 8 at a major and like a 5th at CWC. I just snuck my way in
Yeah,
there, yeah, like just to say fuck you essentially. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I suppose, yeah, like yeah, for 4 seasons you do stay at that, you know, 11 to 12 range. Um, but then, you know, the next season actually, well, we have a couple events in here like which contributed to that, but like actually, we'll actually, no, we'll talk about the Night of the Big Cheese now actually. So because that was I think that was your first like probably, you know, quite good performance like at a major.
yes,
Yeah, just
yeah,
talk about that event. That contributed you to get like, yeah, a good PR spot that season as well. But yeah, I
yeah,
suppose
yeah, yeah.
talk about that event. Yeah, so you get ninth,
Um,
losing to well, yeah, you lose to Strix and losers, but you do lose to someone pretty interesting in winners. Somehow I don't know how he got there, but yeah, you want to talk about, yeah, just talk about this run.
yeah, Big Cheese. Uh, okay, I mean, I guess context for my mental is that like the previous 2 majors were what? Well, previous
Bam
like
and Phantom,
3
right?
big tournaments was like the Queensland Rani,
Oh, that's right, Queensland.
BAM,
Yeah,
BAM 2022, Phantom, and I basically did pretty or like all
okay,
right
yeah,
at all of them. You know, I just was like, okay, 33rd at BAM, 25th at Phantom, like that's pretty good. That's like where I'm at. Like I'm not a top player. I'm not a high level player. I'm just like, you know, borderline, like high top of mid level. You know, I can get to 20th, like, you know, 17th maybe on a good day. So that's where my mental was at, like going into it, and then uh, I think also I don't know if you remember this, but I think I was crashing out the week before. I think I went to a Sunshine the week before. I think I went to your. I don't know
That's
if this
right.
is
No,
the
I
one where
remember
I went to
this.
your house.
Yes, I remember this. I actually can't. Oh, this was a week before Big Cheese, actually. Because I remember
Yes,
it was
this
us
was the week.
four. It was like me, you, Zab, and Connor maybe went to a Sunshine, and we
Yes,
just. I think all of us. Did all of us do bad or what? I think Connor might have. One of
I
us.
feel like Connor won.
Yeah, I feel like Connor won as
I
well.
definitely remember Connor was there because I remember talking to him about how I'm like I don't know what to do. I'm like lost.
Yeah,
Uh, I was having a very rough patch at that time.
yeah.
I lost a slash at like a temple. I think I lost a macabre at that temple as well. Maybe I
Ah,
don't
yes.
remember
I
if that
think
was
that's
the one,
a
but it's like,
yes, legendary. Yep.
but it was just like not a great period. I was kind of like Doomer, and then yeah, obviously I went to your house and then lost like 10, 15 in a row to you or something.
Yep.
I was like,
I
okay,
remember
this is
that.
like impossible.
Yep.
Uh, and then I think the pixel, I actually had the one of my best pixels of all time. I think I beat like Zav beat Shrix.
Tricks. Yes, I remember this. Yep.
Yeah, some other person. I think L as well, which is like crazy. That was my first time beating Shrix. And I was like, okay, that's kind of out of nowhere, but okay, that's awesome. We'll take that. Uh, and then I went to the pre-local for Big Cheers, got ninth as well, which was like, okay, that's like really one of the best runs I've had in ages. And then I went to the major, and then I was like, oh, I have to play Taicho. I played him at the pre-local. I lost to him at the pre-local. That's fine. But then Taicho lost to Ever in
Yep.
Winners Top 64 before I had to play him. So I was like, oh, I get to play Ever. That's so cool. Second
That's
time in a row where I've
yeah.
had to play a Ness who's upset someone.
It
Oh,
still
that's
goes game.
great.
It still goes game five though, right? The set.
It does.
Yes. So
We were, we were playing a decent amount over the weekend actually,
okay.
but I remember the set because this is also one of the this is like 2022 where WA was turning up to like everything and in force. Uh, so we were both playing like super nervous the entire game, entire time. Because I was comfortable in the Nest matchup and I'd beaten Ever multiple times at that point. We just happened to play at a bunch of pre-locals for other majors. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty confident. And then we went game five, and it was just a nerve-wracking set. We were both playing like so bad, but I managed to pull it out because she played it worse than me. So we'll take that.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, awesome. I beat Ever. I've got 17th locked up. That's great. Love 17th at a major. My highest placing so far. Who's next? And I'm like, okay, I got Sebpro or Chipotle. Oh, Sebpro is probably gonna win. Uh, Damn, that's fine. I expect to play top players at this point in the bracket.
Yep.
Sephiroth has apparently lost to Chipotle game
Yep.
five or something. And I'm like, oh, this is like awesome. I've beaten Chipotle twice before. This is gonna
Okay.
be great.
Damn. Okay.
I'm used to the Terry. I've beaten the DDD. I did beat the DDD at a Sunshine. Like, okay, I just have to execute. And then we play the set, and I don't execute at all
Yep.
against DD, which is a death sentence for in the matchup.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm assuming you only played Chipotle at like locals, not at majors before this.
Yeah, I think I played him at like the FNS before the Queensland Rally, and I played him at like a Super Sunshine when he came down. So it's like I hadn't played him at a major
Yeah. Okay. Did
at
that feel
that
a
point.
bit different? Like does like did the pressure of that like affect you this set at all, or do you feel like he just played really well
Yes,
that day? Okay, so it did affect
yeah,
you. Yep.
it was definitely the pressure because it was like okay, this is like a great opportunity to make it into like winners quarters,
Yep.
like because obviously I hadn't placed higher than 25th, so I was like oh
Yeah.
I'm like already our highest placing, and I've got an amazing opportunity to make it to ninth place at least. That's great. Uh, but then I obviously don't win because I can't. I didn't play that well. He played pretty. He was playing really well that day, so
Yes.
I'll give it
Obviously.
up.
Yep. Yep.
Can't beat Sebpro without playing at least a little good. So that's fair. So yeah, then I hop into losers. I play Zav, uh, who is fresh off his like ninth at BAM,
Yep.
17th at
Phantom.
Phantom. I
Yep.
think because he
Yeah.
lost to
Good
Fez
set.
for that.
Yep.
Then I was like, oh, Zav, I'm playing so terrible.
Hmm.
He goes up to her, and I'm like, oh, this set's so over. And I tell him this, and then
Yeah.
I start playing good because I've got it off my chest. And then I win game five, and then he's like, you should never talk to me again during a set, please.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this.
He was so
Yeah.
pissed off, which is it's fair. I was not thinking about his. I was not thinking about the competitive integrity of what I was saying. I was just
Yep.
trying to. I was trying to be like, I'm not feeling that great.
Yep.
Uh, so then I win, and then I played Luma,
Yep. That's right.
who's playing me brawl at this point, and we have a very close set. Luma is the best player in WA at this point.
Point. Yeah.
Top
Exactly.
player,
Yeah. It's still
I
very
consider
notable. Yep.
high level. Close to top 18 majors. I think like top 16 level at
Yeah.
least.
Still very good. Like very high
Like,
C this event. Still very good player.
um,
So,
yeah, and then we play a very close game 4 set.
mhm.
Uh, very long games. Very platform campy. Me brawler versus splattershot Inkling.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I remember game 4 going to like 1 minute, like under a minute left on the clock in like me brawler Inkling, which is not a like they're not like they're hitting each other pretty hard. So you can imagine how many neutral interactions were happening where people were getting hits if it's
Yep.
going to under a minute on the clock. But I do manage to pull that one out, which is pretty good because at this point, obviously I hadn't beaten many great players at majors or great players in general, I guess.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, this is great. Get to ninth place. This is, and then I play tricks, and then it's like, okay, we'll see what happens. I beat him. I beat him the other week. I beat him earlier this week for the first time. This is gonna be awesome. He's gonna play Sephiroth into me. This is gonna be great. And then he plays Roy, and I'm like, okay, this is not Sephiroth.
Yep.
And then he cooks me, and I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty chuffed with ninth. I mean, you were at the tournament. And you're like similar C to me, and you got seventh, so you can imagine.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no, yeah. I as soon as because
like
I mean I play Strix next, obviously after this.
yes,
And I was like, oh this. I mean, I'd never even taken a game off him at this point, but so I was actually just happy I took I was happy that I made that set like watchable actually because it's like I win game 2 and game 3 was ultra last year. Like I should have got up 2-1 and then who knows what happens there because my mental was sky high. Obviously losing that last hit in game 3 like it's like, well, damn, I have to win 2 games versus this player who's probably going to win the tournament. Remember, Strix is probably the best player in the country at this point, right?
He's like first seed of this tournament, right?
First seed of this tournament.
First or second behind Ghost.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, yeah, like I think most people. Okay, before this tournament, before we saw the result of this tournament, most people were thinking that probably Strix is the best player in the country.
yes.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's our runs end there. But like I
Yeah,
said,
that's like what are you gonna do?
what do you
Strix
do?
is
Yeah,
like,
no, it's still good.
like I'm just happy with single digit placement. You can
Oh,
take
yeah.
the top player can do whatever they want. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna win the tournament. Strix, you can have it.
Yeah. Sadly, he doesn't get it. But yeah, that was a good experience. I'm assuming for both of us. And then okay, you go to your next major is the Action, I believe.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, and you also get another ninth for this tournament, but I mean, it wasn't that spectacular, but you still get ninth, which is you must be like, oh, okay, that's another ninth.
Yeah. I mentioned ever beating Taicho was the second time I had to play a Ness who upset their opponent.
Yes.
Yeah, guess what happens at the Action?
You play Iceman. Who upset?
Yeah, I play Iceman who upset Nejima.
Okay.
Out of fools, and I'm like, oh, again for a third time in a row. You're for me. That was awesome. So yeah, I play Iceman and then ninth place. Didn't really beat anyone that amazing.
Yeah, a bit like Isaac, I think, this tournament.
Yeah, beat Isaac, beat Fierce. I almost JV Ford Fierce actually.
Okay.
I got him to 80% on his last stock, and then I got hit, and I was like, damn it.
And then you lose to Fried and Harry. I remember the Harry set you kind of got turbo plowed, but
I got.
how's the
got
Fried
man.
set though? Do you remember like
Fried set was. I mean, I was prepping for the Fried set because I played Shmoo at the pre-local, and I was asking for tips, and I was like, okay, I understand. I kind of understand where I'm going wrong, but also Pikachu's still like kind of an enigma. He kind of just like hits me, and I don't know where to hit him.
Yep.
And Fried is obviously like top 10 in the country at this point.
Yep.
Like very very good. So I think he just play gaps me in a lot of situations. It wasn't that interesting of a set. Like a lot of my sets are kind of just like a lot of my sets versus top players are like, okay, most of the game they're just like they slowly outpace me, and then I win one game like where I kind of just like own them. Like they get rolled a few times, and then but that's usually how like the flow of the sets goes.
Yeah.
And that kind of just happens again. I don't remember if I like get 3-0 or 3-1, but it's it's respectable, but like I just get outclassed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But like I said, yeah, it's still pretty solid result. But yeah, I'm assuming you probably enjoyed the event. You know, I only
Yeah,
went to the action too, but I thought it was like I enjoyed Canberra. I
yeah.
don't know if you thought the
It's
same.
pretty good venue.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good venue.
It was very
Um,
good atmosphere. It was raining outside, so when I lost to
mm.
Harry, I went outside onto the balcony and it was raining. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, did you think you had a chance of cracking top eight? Obviously, Harry is like still a pretty good player, like probably a bit more beatable than Strix. Probably at this point, did you think
Yeah,
you had a chance of top eighting this event, or when you got to that set,
I
or
did. I actually
okay,
did. I'd never beaten Harry before this point. But I also hadn't played them that much. And I was
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
I warmed up with Olag for like an hour or
okay,
a little bit before. And I was like, okay, I got I throw Splat Bomb and then I punish the roll in. And then I don't get grabbed. And then I just like edge guard like this. And like I've kind of got the game plan. Like I'm prepared. And then Harry like pressed buttons on me and he did like down tilt, up tilt, up beat, like 70. I'm like, okay, that's like kind of bullshit actually. He kind of just ran away with it, and I
yeah,
got like demoralized. I got demoralized the more the set went on, and I was like, okay, this is like not happening.
yeah, okay,
But I was still like, neither the action is still really
yeah,
good
still
because
good,
at
yeah,
this point I was still like, okay, Big Cheese is a bit of an outlier. Like ninth is really good, and the action is not like that much smaller than Big Cheese, or like in terms of like stackness.
no, yeah,
At
exactly.
this point,
Still had like all the top players here actually this
uh,
event, pretty
so it's
much.
not like yeah, pretty like you look at the ninth places like Shmoo got ninth, like
I
Fried
think Fry's
Rice
got
got
ninth,
ninth at this
Luma
tournament, I
ninth got
think.
ninth, I think.
Yeah, Lumila
Yeah,
got ninth. Like there's a
yeah,
but like it's like the level is still really high at this point. So I was like, okay, ninth is pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with ninth. This is the second lucky bracket I've got in a row though to get ninth. Because the first one obviously I beat Ever and Chipotle, Ever, Zav, and Luma, which is like good
that's
wins, but
good
they're
wins,
not
yeah.
like I didn't have to beat like Sebpro
No,
or
no
like
LPR wins yet, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
So it's I'm happy to take bracket luck, but I was still at this point like, okay, is it it's still like bracket luck. It's not like I'm earning the ninth necessarily as much as like other people might.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, okay. So yeah, before I suppose we talk about next major because do quite a bit better. Oh well, okay. So no, in between like I suppose like this and like the next set of majors, yeah, you do finally crack the top 10. So
I do.
you do get eighth actually as well. Not even 10th, you get eighth.
Yeah, I know.
This is the season with
How
where
good this
Apple
is the
reviewer
Apple.
review of the season. Yes. I
I,
suppose yeah. Like, do you remember like I suppose like yeah why
yes.
you got a good place with the season and like
This is a
how did
great.
you feel?
This is a
Yeah.
great season. I love this season. I love Apple Reviewer just coming down and being like good. I lost my first like 11 games to him, but then I won the next like six in a row or something. So
Mhm.
I lost the first like two sets 3-0, and then I was on the verge of getting 3-0'd the next set, and then I won. I reversed 3-0'd, and then I 3-0'd, I think, or 3-1'd. So we ended up with like a 3-2 set record at the
Yep.
end, I think in his favor, but I kept it competitive. He was beating like Sebpro, he was beating raze, he was doing things I couldn't dream of doing,
Yep.
but he was also losing to like Zach at like in the at the Rani when Zach was not very good.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, that's awesome. Oh, was it Zach? It was one of the Pac-Mans he lost
No,
to
you
because
lost. You
I
did lose to
remember
Zach. I
because
remember like, you lost to Zach. Yes. He also
Me
did
and Peter
lose
were
to.
like calming the stream set. We're watching
Yeah.
Apple Reviewer fight the
Oh
apples
sure. Yeah. No, I remember. Yeah.
on the side.
No, he was a
Um,
strange one because yeah. I mean, he also lost to me at a monthly as well. Like
yes,
those the Super Sunshine and he had some weird losses, but he also had some. Well, yeah, he was just beating the shit out
he had
of
some
top players.
crazy wins. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had some great records.
Well,
Because
basically just
obviously
trying to
Victoria
get
was not
people.
used to having like a me brawler at this point, and he
Mhm.
was just like touch of deathing people, and like, oh, that's like a thing that me brawler can do actually. Uh, which took a while to get used to. I mean, we still are not really used to it. I mean, if you look at Beefy's
Yeah.
results, um, he kind of, yeah. I think that was the season I top three the Ranbat. I want to
Yep.
say
Yep.
where I beat raze for the first time at like a proper like tournament against
Okay,
like
this was the
his
first
good
one.
characters. I beat
Yep.
Jura at the tournament too. I beat Saber. I think that was like the main main reason I got on the PR that season was that Ranbat. But apart from that, I just had like I just decided to have an excellent season as opposed to just a great season.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
That's pretty much the main reason. It's just like all the tournaments just went my way. Like I didn't have any bad ones really. I think App Review got a little bit robbed. I think he should have been above me, but that's fine. Like now I get to say I'm better than Apple Reviewer, and I get to be like, yeah, I'd be like top 5 in Tri-State.
Yeah, because I think
New England or wherever he is.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is that he was 8th in his state, and so we put him 9th here.
He was 6th in his state.
That time,
he was 6th. He was like high. It was way higher.
So it was like, oh damn, we could say Victoria's better because he can't even can't even get his own placement in our state.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very close.
So awesome.
Yeah, I remember because I was in the PR panel at this time, and I remember it was basically a coin flip. I don't know, maybe a bit of bias did end up happening. Be like, all right, we'll just put the Australian above. But I mean, regardless, it was very close. It was still well deserved. But then we get that little thing. We get that over and done with. Get your top 10. Very nice. Yeah. We do have a major in between. So I mean, the next major I really want to talk about is Floating Point, but we do have BAM in between there where I don't really.
It's 33rd again for the third time. I think this is the one I get. I think.
Oh, we also have TGX as well. Yeah.
Oh, TGX as well. Yeah. The first one?
Yeah, the first TGX. Sorry.
What happened? I can't remember what happened at the first TGX for me. Actually,
yeah,
it's out of my memory.
I think it's.
I think I did.
Yeah. So yeah.
25th. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Did you have any I suppose reactions to these? You had 2 nights in a row, and now 2 underperformances actually, because you're pretty.
Yeah.
You're PR'd at this point and expected to do well in majors.
Yeah, I think the running theory was, like a few things that I was thinking, because obviously I'm thinking about my skill level all the time. Well, not all the time, but I was like, okay, the 2 nights I got pretty lucky brackets, really lucky brackets, where I got the Ness upset, and then also lucky losers runs where I had beatable opponents, and then this one. And also the thing with the other 2 that I noticed was every time I went out of state, I did really well, and every time I went in state, I kind of just shut the bed. And I was wondering, I felt like that also played a part of it. Maybe the traveling, you focused on and okay, I'm here for the major. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. I'm right next to the venue, or I'm close to the venue when I wake up. I only have to think about this, and then for Victorian majors, I have to travel back home. I have to I live a decent amount out of the city. It's not that far, but it's an hour travel. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the late nights or the major days where it's the Saturday you're there for 12 hours or 11, 10 hours. It's takes a toll. Mm-hmm. And I think that was part of the reason that I was underperforming at Game Expo and BAM and in Victoria tournaments.
Yep.
At that time. I think at BAM, I also just got unlucky with my run because I had to play Scobo, and he was really good at this time. And he I think we traded 3 stocks. I think he 3-stocked me game 1, I 3-stocked him game 2, and then he 3-stocked me game 3.
Yep.
To win the set. And I was like, okay, that's really funny. And then I had to play Taicho, who I still have. I'm just player matchup wise, I'm just worse than for 33rd. And it's okay, that's unfortunate. I think I got unlucky, it just happens.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So I wasn't too concerned, I guess.
Yeah, okay, no, that's good to hear then. Yeah, because sometimes I don't know, you can get in your own head. I feel people can get in their own head I've done really bad here. Maybe this was should have always been the case or something. I just got really lucky before. And you start overthinking stuff, and that spirals out of control.
Yeah.
But yeah, then actually, so next tournament or next major is Floating Point 2023 in Bankstown.
Yep.
Famously.
Oh, beautiful.
First of all, what did you think of that that floating point compared to the last 2? Because the last 2 floating points are basically very similar. We're in the Fortress Sydney.
Yes.
That production value in the city. But what did you think of this event being in kind of middle whoop whoop and the scheduling problems and just the venue, the way it was set up? Did you still have a good time? Did you think it was a good event?
I think it was. I mean, I'm a bit biased, but I thought it was a fun event.
Oh
I
yeah,
liked
no, I
it.
thought it was a great event.
Because I mean,
So.
the other thing is like I live. Well, like obviously we're coming from interstate, so we don't have to deal as much with like the middle of whoop whoop issue because we're just like, oh, it's in Bankstown. Let's just go to Bankstown. Like
Yeah.
you can just get a hotel like in Bankstown, like or Airbnb. You know, we don't have to be like a city, like a Sydney city dweller, like having to travel like half an hour out. The only time it was annoying was like for the pre-locals, which were in the city, so you had to travel that far. But the venue itself was like kind of strange. Like you walk in and it's just like I don't know what this is. Like
No, it was so weird. Yeah,
it
exactly.
was so strange. It
Yeah,
was like there was like cookies on the floor, but it was like a shopping mall. But then there was also like a big like buffet like diner area, and then there's like okay, but also there's function rooms and there's like a fountain and elevators, and
yeah.
like you have to like
No,
pay to get in, and it's like
no, you just reminded me. That
what?
was yeah, exactly. It was yeah. It didn't make any sense, but I don't know. You know
I've never
what?
been to a place like that.
No,
Like,
I don't think a place like
what?
that really exists in Melbourne. Um, but
It was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it was a crazy event. Yeah, like I say, crazy event, crazy scheduling. The crew battle happening until like
Oh,
one a.m. Actually, yeah, I didn't write these in my notes, but like you want to talk about what happened with your crew with one of the sets,
uh,
just quickly,
I mean, like we can.
just the one
We kind of
set,
got
yeah,
the ones that I'm
yeah,
assuming you're talking about the one we played on stream where
yep,
Damo kind of nine stocked our crew.
yes, yep. Why did you let this
Uh,
happen?
he's too good, man. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, the nair usage is too good. Like he just presses nair and it's like, what am I meant to do? Uh, and it's just like Friday night we're playing crews. Like it doesn't matter. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Uh,
Yep.
I kind of just shut the bed, to be honest. I think mine was like the only like important. Like me beating Demo was the only important part of that crew battle, and I didn't mention to it. So,
Yep.
you know what?
Was over after
Kind of,
that.
kind of, kind of, kind of deserved, but that's all right.
Yep.
You
But
know, it
yeah,
happens.
yeah. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he might just win the event actually. But it doesn't necessarily
Friday night
translate.
curse. It doesn't work
Yeah, it
like
doesn't.
that.
Yeah, Friday Night Curse is a real thing.
Dude,
Um,
remember when Browan won the first Phantom pre-local 2022, and everyone was like, he's the best player in the
oh, that's
venue.
right. Yeah,
Bro
yeah.
won, and then he got 13th, and I was like, oh, maybe not. Uh,
But we go into yeah, we'll start with singles. So on yeah, you have a pretty standard day one. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. Just not, yeah,
Yeah, I
just
think I had to play.
normal.
I was meant to play Legacy, but he got upset by Violet. So I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
bracket lock
exactly.
already! Like, this is
Yeah.
awesome."
I mean, were you
Uh,
scared? Were you more scared of Legacy or?
no, like a little bit. I played Legacy at like an action pre-local like a couple months ago, and I was like, "Hey, this is like kind of close, but also he plays Kirby, so I can just better match up him."
Mhm.
So I was like, "Okay, this is probably fine." But then he lost to Violet anyway, so I was like, "Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll play Violet." It was nice to get a bit of bracket luck early on, just as like a good omen.
Hmm.
Uh, then
Yeah.
I think I played. Oh, who did I play in top 64? Oh, Unpheasant, obviously. I played Unpheasant
Yes.
round one.
Yep.
I was like, okay, maybe there's a slight chance that I win.
Yeah.
Because he
What
plays
was
like a normal
your
character.
thoughts going into Unpheasant? Like,
I was like, he's like really good. He's like fifth seed. Like he plays a normal character we've never played. Like maybe he's like not that good, you know. Like maybe everyone's just overhyping him a little bit.
hey, he lost to that
Uh,
good guy. He must be can't be that good, right?
yeah,
Like, yeah.
exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, he's like pretty good, but like New South Wales, they're not that good,
Yeah.
you know. Like I've played like Victorian top players, and like they play like broken characters, like
Mhm.
Rob. Like how bad can Mario be? And then he like zero to death me. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
because
sense.
that one wasn't on stream, right? So
No,
I suppose I mean we can talk about it early. Obviously, everyone knows the result. You get top eight of this event. It's not really a spoiler. But like, what was the difference between the winners and losers set? Because you
the
get the one
difference
and yeah.
was the difference. The main difference was like momentum, because I was coming. I don't think I was playing that hot. I mean, the first set of most majors, I don't play that hot. Like winners round one of top 64, losers round one,
Mhm.
usually. So I played all right into him, but I didn't like do anything special. And then I played I think Rambo or Hayden in losers round one, and then I just like locked in harder than I've ever like focused before. Uh, And then from that point on, I was kind of just like in like the Zen mode for like the next like 2 hours, pretty much. I didn't like really leave it.
Yeah.
Where I just like very quiet, very like focused, like thinking only about the game, not like distracted by anything. It felt really, really good to like be in that state. Because it meant like, oh, I beat Rambo, and it meant like when I played Isaac, I'd beat him before, but this time I was like, okay, I'm gonna beat him even harder than I did before, just
Oh,
to make
yep.
sure.
Yep. Did you do that?
Uh, yes, I did. It was not close, very
Okay,
not
nice.
close.
Yeah. And
And then
then
from 17th, I played Mike Cool, and I was like, okay, I've never played Mike Cool before. He plays Seth, I should win.
mhm.
Because Mike Cool obviously was on like a crazy run this tournament because he beat like Luma into Alistair BL.
CBL, yep.
So he was waiting for me at 17th, and I was like, okay, this, bracket luck again, strikes again. We love this. I'll take the dub. He was kind of messing around a little bit, but I was too locked in.
Mhm.
And then I played Fendeavor for 13th,
Yes.
which is like where my run should have ended, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Did you play him at the
Because
pre-local?
I did play him at the pre-local. He beat me at the pre-local.
Yep.
Although I will say at the pre-local, I did beat Harry Malakoff for the first time,
Okay.
and only time like until like 2 months ago. I was like 110 versus him versus Luigi. So I don't beat Luigi's.
Yeah. And
So Fendeavor kind of just like owned me at the pre-local, and I was like, okay, this is like not great.
yeah, and he had a bit of hype coming into this event. Obviously, done very well in Queensland, and then yeah, immediately performance at pre-local. We're like, maybe this guy's the real deal. But
Yes. Yeah.
I suppose yeah. What did you change like from the pre-local set to this set? Like, because I thought like, oh yeah, maybe you'll run the ends here because this guy's a freak. But
Well, yeah,
yeah,
he's too good, bro.
yeah, so,
But in this set was, I mean, I actually just was like playing the best I've played in like ages
yep,
at that time. Well, because obviously, like I said it before, but like I was so locked in that I played the game and I was like, okay, this Luigi, I'm just gonna dodge every single thing that he does because he can't move that fast. Like he can't grab me from across the stage. I can just see it coming. He can't zare me if I just don't get hit, then I'll just win. And then it sounds so stupid, but it's like, okay, he just is so slow that I can just not get hit by anything that isn't a burst option, and then Luigi won't win. Uh, and I was just able to react to everything so cleanly and so well and play the matchup so correctly that it felt like impossible to play that well ever again, to be honest. That was. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I was playing a 10 out of 10 that against
yeah,
Fendeavor. It was like insane. I couldn't believe how like it was so easy. It was so effortless. I was like, okay, I'm gonna up throw up air, and then he's gonna cyclone on the platform, and I'm gonna go under an up smash. I'm not gonna do my dumb option like up air. I'm not gonna get caught by it again. And then I'm gonna after the up smash, I'm gonna jump to bait the cyclone again, and then I'm gonna up smash again, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. And I'm like, okay, I'm just like I was just picking the right option every single time. It was, oh, I wish I
yeah.
could play like that all the time. It was so fun. It was so good.
Was he like a
He
bit?
was playing a bit like a Luigi player though, a bit of a noob.
Was he a
But
bit animated this set? Like he's a bit of an animated guy. Do
yes,
you remember?
yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
yeah, he was okay. No, that was classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
And
suppose
then
you're a bit chuffed for this, and then yeah, the next opponent, Bro One. Were you more scared of Bro One?
no,
No. Yeah.
like actually, I mean, like no, it's like he's a better player, but the matchup is better for me. And also,
Yeah.
he's never played me before, and I've got experience against Wolf
Yeah.
because I played
That's.
extra.
I remember. No, I remember when I saw this bracket. I'm like, I think he's gonna do it. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I was actually playing with him before. I didn't. I'm not warming up. I just want to play. Um,
yeah.
but I was like, oh yeah. I remember just discussing. It's like, hey, how do you think you're gonna do this flow? He's like, oh, I've never played this Inkling before, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not. I think it showed a little bit. There's a little bit of
A little bit.
unoptimization in his game plan. I think versus you at some points, but I suppose like yeah, what was the, what do you think of the set, and what do you think of the moment after as well, when you finally like clutched it?
The set was very sloppy to be honest from both
Yep,
sides.
yep.
But I was so confident in like the momentum that I had that it was like I was hitting back airs and then I was like, okay, I have a true punish here, but I'm actually just gonna like wait and see what he does and dash back because I'm like so confident that I'm gonna react to like whatever he does and he's gonna panic,
Hmm.
which is like crazy because like like, I should just take the true punish. Like, I shouldn't be like, doubting my ability to execute in favor of like making like a hard read. Uh, I was just playing like a crazy person, and that's it. But also, he didn't know what to do, so that also helped a lot. Uh, because the whole set basically devolved into me trying not to get hit by him and him trying not to get hit by me the entire set.
Yep.
Which is not normally how people play the game. Usually they try to hit each other. But I get like a lot of momentum game one, carried over from my previous sets. He wins game two because he kind of adapts. He kind of realizes I'm jumping a lot. Lands a lot of good back airs. And then we go FD, and we play one of the craziest last hits I've ever played. He should have killed me at least 10 times in this last hit. And then I land like a crazy clutch roller with my last bit of ink that I barely I barely dodged like a dash attack by like crouching under with the ink, and like I fall out of F tilt, and like so much crazy stuff happens in that last hit. And then I win that game, and I pop off like a little fist bump, and I'm like, okay, I'm winning the set now. This is like, that was the important one. Like, I mean, obviously, like you said it before, like you want to go 2-1 up against like the top player in like the last hit, because then it gives you so much like freedom and so much like momentum. And then I just carried that over into game four, which felt like way easier. I did start to like freak out a little bit towards the end, but it's normal.
Yeah.
How's that?
But,
And then
yep, you get top 8, and then, like I said, we already discussed, lose to Unfezed again. It happens. The set actually, no, from what I saw, I felt doable. Like, but
no, it was no. If I win, if I don't miss input that game four, I think we got a game five, and I think we play a very close game five.
Yeah, exactly. Like I thought that was totally doable, that set. But yeah, don't know, doing that. So you're about 7th, which is still probably still chuffed at this point. Still
obviously, I mean, the first major top 8. I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's a dream for everyone.
Actually, though, I mean, it was like literally like the dream, I guess.
But
like,
yeah. After this, you get after this it gets a bit interesting. So you build a bit of a reputation, and I think I call you this. You're the 5-time actually, because after this, for some reason, you just start shitting out top 8s like left, right, and center right now. Probably won't go into all of them, but yeah. So your top 8 TGX, which is the next one. Then there's Action 2, which you get 4th at. Obviously, it's a bit of a smaller tournament, so you might even been 4th seed at that tournament. In fact, if anything, or 5th seed maybe.
Yeah, 6th seed.
6th seed, yeah, okay.
Yes.
And then we have Floating Point and we have Phantom as well. But do any of these ones stick out? Well, which one I suppose sticks out to you the most out of these 4?
One that sticks out the most, I mean, it's definitely not the action. I guess the problem is with these ones, it's like a lot of them are just like, okay, I beat at TGX, I beat like Zach to make it into top 8 when he was like contesting with Jono for like one of the top players in like Victoria. So I was like, okay, that's like insane for me. I also beat like Baked Goods at that event, which was like also very nice. Like Nick, Ghost. So I was like, okay, that's like they're all like good runs, I guess. So it's hard for me and they're all very similar in their like makeup. But it's like, I think, I don't know, they're all pretty similar. I like the ones where I beat Zach to make top 8, and I like the one where I beat J Dizzle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like, those are the favorites.
I'm pretty sure, to me, the Phantom one is probably the most impressive one from the outside. I mean, we can talk about it now. So we'll go to the Phantom one. I think the most, because that was, I mean, it was crazy. At this point, what was your record versus J Dizzle?
0-38, 39.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact number.
Okay, but yeah, it's something like that, right? And you do go down, from what I heard, you do go down 0-2.
I do go down 0-2.
Yeah.
And then I clutched game 3.
So
with like a very insane Inkling special combo. Where I hit roller at like 50, and then I do down air up smash onto the platform. And he dies at like 90 or whatever. I'm at like 150 on like my last stock, and and he's like, "Oh, that was a nice combo." I'm like, "Thanks, man." Thanks for the consolation.
Yeah. But then you win the next 2 games. So like, but
yeah, and then I two-stock him game 4, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is a set now.
Yep.
It's not consolation anymore. And then I like hit a nice down spike to kill him game 5 last stock. So
Yep.
but no one was watching. It was like in the corner, like
Yeah.
like first set of the day. Like a lolly was watching. We were like backs to the wall. Like no one was there to watch it.
It's lost media as well.
It's lost media, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's in my brain. The only thing in my brain, obviously, I didn't see it. That's why I asked. But like, I do remember just him sitting there for like a minute. I'm like, that's a bit strange. Why is Jonas just sitting there? That's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why he would be doing that. Like like that should have been a quick 3-0 or whatever. Especially since I think you played him at the Super Duper Sunshine.
Yes, I did.
And I think he might have just took care of you pretty quickly that one.
That was a close set as well. That was a 3. Okay. I mean, it was like a competitive gyro set. Although I will say my controller was not working at Super Sunshine, and my stick was a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, I suppose like I mean, what was like just gone? What did you think after? It's like were you thinking like, oh damn, I'm gonna win the tournament, or like what's?
Oh, definitely not. No, I was like, damn, this is like so awesome. Like, why am I in winners quarters? I don't think I've been in winners quarters of like a major before, except for like Action 2. It doesn't count.
Yeah, wait. So who you would have had to play someone after, right? Who was the?
Yeah, I had to play Beat. And I was like, Beat. I can beat Beat. I beat Jadizzle. And then I go down 2-0, and I'm like, oh, this is like not great.
Yep.
Because I'm playing like very, very nervous, very bad, and Beat's very good at like beating that kind of stuff out of you as a Falco player, and as a player. But I do bring it back to a game 5, and then I think I get 3-stocked game 5, and I'm like, okay, that's not ideal. Damn, my winners side top 8.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's okay because we'll talk about this. I feel like this is like one of the most like, I know in my brain this is like one of the one of the soul crushing sets I feel like in Big Smash history.
Yeah.
So I mean, talk about the set versus L. This is L's last tournament, I think, in Australia. Maybe it's like
definitely last major.
Yeah, definitely like last major in Australia, and obviously at this point, everyone's kind of had their turn at the top 8 spotlight. Even if we've had like Zav do it. We've had yourself do it multiple times. But
you do it. You've done
it.
Even
I've done it. Connor's done it. You got second at one of them. In fact, even P9's done it at this point. Did it at the Action.
Oh yeah, you did do it.
Yeah. P9's done at this point. We've had we've just had Harry, a wide variety of people do it.
There's like 15 Victorians.
Yeah, exactly. The only one left in this cohort that really hasn't done it, is L.
Yeah.
Did you I suppose what did you think going to this set? He's made the run at this point. He's done a solid enough job, beating everyone at this point. Beat Sad Owl, I think just before.
Yes, he did.
Set before this. I think went game 5 with Bradley. Play that's doing him difficulty a bit, but I don't know. We'll talk about Ernest a bit more in depth a bit later. Obviously, one of the players to highlight, but just talk about the set and the ending of that game 4.
Oh, game 4. I mean, going into it, I was not really thinking about as a competitor, you can't really think about the other person's feelings, I guess.
Yep.
Because it's if I just laid over and died, Elle would be like, okay, this is so cringe.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what Elle would say actually. Maybe it could be cringe. But obviously I'm just okay, I've lost the last 3 to Elle. He was owning me at that point at locals and stuff, and he had my number. I was like, okay, this is gonna be really tricky, but I can do it. It's a major. He kind of sucks at majors. Unfortunately, I'm kind of good at majors. I have been Jadizzle today. I'm still thinking about that at this point.
Yeah.
So I just go in. I also played him at the Action. I stopped him.
Yep.
I stopped him from getting top 8 at the Action because we played in winners quarters in game 5 last hit.
That's
as
true,
well.
yeah.
So I've already played him at a major and beaten him. So I'm like, okay, I just need to not fall into the bad habits that he exploits, not get edge guarded, not neutral get up into F smash, stuff like that. We play a pretty close set, and We go to game 4 on Town and City, and he does not want to win this game. He really does not want to win this game. I'm up 2-1. I give him. I mean, I'm not intentionally giving him all these opportunities, but I am like I'm freaking out a little bit, and I'm throwing out I'm throwing out the options where it's like I'm down like 100%. If this works, I'm in a good position, and if it doesn't work, I lose the game. And he guesses right consistently, but does not pick the win the game option. Like up B out of shield, he doesn't pill it.
Yep.
He doesn't edge guard me when I have to like up B to the platform on like a regrab.
Yep.
He doesn't like back air me in the right spots. He doesn't like nair me in the right spots. He like misses tech chases. He's like, it's so like sad. I mean, from like a like because I also want Els to make top 8, right? I'm not taking joy in like winning the set and denying everyone seeing El make top 8. But I'm not thinking about like, okay, I'm gonna give him all these chances. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get back into this game, and I'm playing nervous, so I play like bad. And at this point, I'm also like, okay, I've got a game 5. That's probably where we're going because he's got such a big lead. We'll go to that, but then obviously he gets like a bit cheesed on the town platform with like F tilde at like 100 or something.
Yep.
And then it's like, and then I pop off a little bit, and I'm like, oh, top 8 again, this is awesome. And then I look over at El, and I'm like, oh, this is his last tournament. And I've just stopped him from making top 8, and everyone is like kind of not looking that excited in the crowd, and I'm like, this is like very unfortunate. Actually, I kind of I don't know what to do. I don't know whether consoling him is like bad form or like I just walk off the stage, and I'm like I leave him. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering the emotion because I know I felt like that was just I don't know. That was like one of the pivotal sets in my mind has happened. I feel like I'm never gonna forget it almost because
yeah.
But yeah, bit after this tournament, or like I think I actually can't remember. Floating point is after this tournament, right? I'm pretty sure. Floating point happens.
So?
Yeah. So we saw a floating point. You get top 8 of that one. That one also was quite impressive in my opinion. I think that was almost just as impressive as the Phantom one, and but there's actually one thing I want to highlight at least, unless you got something else you would like to say, but it's about you as a player, right? So you like I said at this point, well you've top 8'd 5 majors, you're Mr. 5-time at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also in exchange of you. I think it's such an interesting. I feel like there's a narrative conflict. About your clutch factor. You're simultaneously very clutch sometimes, and simultaneously like the least clutch player. Like what do you think like the narrative like should be with about your clutch ability?
Clutch factor.
Yeah.
I think for a long time I definitely was not a clutch player, but it's also like depending on the player that I'm playing, because a lot of the time it's like Inkling can struggle to kill. It's a bit of a meme, but it is like kind of true.
It is true. Yep.
Sometimes I do have to just like back air someone 10 times at ledge, like ledge trap them to death. And it just happens that like against bad, like worse players, I am very, very like consistent at winning those like kind of close sets because I'm able to like play that way, or like I throw out a random roller for the first time in the game, and they're like, okay, I'm not ready for that one. Like I'm pretty clutch against bad players, and I'm very bad at clutching against good players because they just know not to get hit by the Inkling kill moves.
Yep.
The person who comes to mind is like Shmoo. Shmoo is like impossible to kill because he goes into the zone where he's like, okay, if you grab me, I'm not gonna die at like 150, so I just have to avoid getting ledge trapped and avoid getting jump red, or avoid like doing dumb spot dodges and rolls on the ground, and then it's like, okay, it's just impossible to kill.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Seb always clutches on me in like close games, because he's just like, I'm just gonna shield and I'm gonna up smash your roll out of shield, or if you grab me it's no big deal. But also I've also played so many sets at this point that it's kind of like I feel like it's kind of averaged out to like clutch and not clutch, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if that's like, I feel like definitely early on, like that was definitely a thing because I always lost against like good players, like the top players, like last hit. But like I've clutched a few sets, obviously, as the majors have like kind of imply.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, I feel like as time has gone on, I think it's definitely averaged out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm better at clutching against good players, and I'm worse at clutching against bad players.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Kind of.
Yeah. And I suppose like I mean we were just talking about the majors a bit before like you obviously have this period where you do like this I don't know it's basically like a year long period like middle 2023 to middle 2024 where like I said you're just doing everything so good, right? Do you feel like
Yep.
that I suppose what's your like mindset difference between just playing at like locals and majors, and like do you think that your performance at the local like the local scene that's happening like does that momentum carry into the majors, or like do you feel like it's a kind of bit random, like have you noticed anything like that?
I feel like my local performances have not really any correlation to my major
Yep.
performances. And I feel like it's been that way for a while. I mean, ever since like that Big Cheese 3 where I was playing like complete arse. Like I had
Yep.
one of my worst weeks the week before, and then I get ninth, and I'm like, okay, this is like it's just different weeks. I think at majors I've definitely figured out how to like mentally lock in
Mm-hmm.
very well, especially after that floating point where I was like, okay, I just need to like do what I did this time like every single time, and then I'll do well, which has worked for me so far.
Yep.
Uh, but I also it's almost like too much effort to do that at locals, or like I don't
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
that much about like locals. Like the stakes are so much lower.
Yep.
It's more about like learning. It's less about, and it's also like if I'm doing stuff, if I'm like working, like that day, it's like it's really hard to like lock in the
Mm-hmm.
same like level. Like I have that level of like focus and discipline, to at the local level. Uh, I've especially struggled that the last like couple like year or so,
Yep.
like treating locals with the same like caring about local results, I guess,
Yeah.
compared to majors.
I suppose that's like gonna lead into our next thing, like where do you think you as a player benefit more with like prep time? Do you feel like that's been a key reason for some of your major success, or do you feel like as well? I think we talked about this a bit earlier, but like Inkling itself, like probably requires. Do you feel like Inkling requires a bit more specific game plan to like I suppose like be a bit of a viable character, like, and I suppose majors kind of give you that. Do you feel like that plays a factor to why during this period you're doing like better than expected, or?
Yeah, I do think so. I think I think that Inkling definitely requires like game plans, but it's also like a lot of the times you don't know who you're going to play on day two and loses
Mm-hmm.
before the bracket happens. Like, okay, if I play like the Phantom bracket, I don't know I'm going to play L beforehand
Yep.
because I'm probably not going to be Jaders, or like the bracket's probably not going to shake out that way. Or like, okay, I'm probably not going to play like I probably don't know I'm going to play Zac at TGX, or I don't know I'm going to play. So the argument only goes like so far because it only really applies to like the first two opponents, or like maybe three if you get like a lucky
Yep.
losers. Uh, I think the main reason that I'm doing better at majors is partially bracket luck.
Okay.
Still, I think that's partially the reason I've done worse at the last couple majors, as opposed to like my skill level necessarily like decreasing a lot. Uh, like a lot of the people I've played and beaten are just like, okay, I've played Zav before, like floating point. I've played L before. I know like the rough game plan already. I've played like baked goods. Like, okay, he's like playing Bowser. I kind of know what to do. Like, it's not like super duper complicated. I'm not getting matchup checked by anyone, I guess, at this
Yep.
point. Uh, which I get. Like, I have enough of a baseline, and then I'm able to also just like play better than I normally do. And I don't know if everyone else can play the best they can at the same time, at, like every major.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. No, that makes
makes sense.
sense. All right.
Did I answer the question properly? I've kind
No,
of
no, it
forgotten.
definitely did. No, definitely did. No, yeah, that's all good. No, yeah, we're gonna do slight deviation here, like question. So, I feel like another thing you're known for, maybe not everyone knows, but I thought it'd be cute to bring up. There was a little period. You carried around a little notebook with you, and
I still do
you still do.
sometimes.
Yeah, I still do sometimes. I feel like it's shown
Like,
up less sometimes. Yeah, yeah, bring it out on camera here.
yeah, I've done it less recently. I was actually taking notes. Oh, Beefy, by the way, these are your notes
Oh
from
yeah.
when we played, like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
suppose like yeah, I mean, what's the reason for like, you know, what why do you use a notebook and like why like when does it come out and do you think more people should use the notebook?
I think it's like really good for getting yourself into the improvement mindset as opposed to like the competing mindset because it is tricky to like separate the two when you're like at a local or like a tournament
Yep.
because you're like, I want to win this. I want to win the game. I'm thinking about winning. I'm not. I'm thinking about. Oh, I don't want to lose to this person. I'm thinking, oh, I've got to play. Sebpro. This sucks. Or all that kind of thinking, which like distracts from like the main like reason that a lot of people say they're at locals, which is like, oh, I've got to improve. Like, I don't care too much about the result. I'm here to like, get practice against good players. I'm here to like learn matchups. I'm here to like, get better. And the notebook really helped me because it was like a physical item
Mm-hmm.
that, because like a lot of people take notes, right? Like a lot of people have notes, Discord servers. A lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like, do VOD review. Uh, but a lot of that stuff doesn't happen like in the moment when you're playing the game. A lot of that's just like outside of like, oh, like you play a bracket set and then like 10 minutes later you might write some notes or like, in a Discord server or anything. But it doesn't usually happen like while like the analysis doesn't happen while you're playing.
Yeah.
Uh, but having the notebook out means that like, okay, I'm thinking what should I write in the notebook while I'm playing the game? Or like I'm trying to like notice new things that I'm like not very good at or like, oh, this person gets hit by back air in this like situation. Like, okay, I should note that down so I can take advantage of it later. Like maybe if I play that person again in 6 months and I might have forgotten. The specific example I use all the time is I always forget that Pac-Man can hydrant like when he's in a joggle situation. I'm like, oh, I've thrown up at the Pac-Man. He's in the air. Okay, I'm just gonna hit him with another up air, and then he hydrants, and I'm like, I probably should have remembered that he has hydrant, and he does it every single time. So I'm like, okay, how do the original like point of the notebook was like, okay, how do I remember this dot? How do I remember this? How do I note this down like in the moment? Because it's also like a lot of it is like minor things where it's like, you know, like if you're gonna write like a complete like Inkling versus Pac-Man matchup document, that would be like maybe 100 pages long of like small things like that. But not all of that's gonna be relevant, and not all of that's gonna like you're not gonna remember all of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be atrocious to like search through if you wanted to like play like your local Pac-Man for like you know 2 weeks later, say. Uh, so having the notebook there was like great reminder to like pay attention during the game so that you can write stuff down and then you can look at the notes later. And having the notebook in person means that you can write it down between games, which is really useful because you can, record how you're thinking during the set. So then you can be like, okay, I was thinking like this during the set. So how can I change that thinking like from like a post set perspective,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
no,
you can also be like,
yeah.
because a lot of the time it's also like, oh, you play a set and you play game one and you're like, oh, I'm kind of playing like a bit like slow, like dog shit. Like I'm playing like I'm running into all the Palu back airs, say.
Yep.
Like having the notebook means like I write down I'm running into so many Palu back airs. I should probably stop doing that.
Yep.
And even if you write that down after game one, game two, you're like I'm subconsciously going, okay, I should be paying attention to this. So it transforms it from like a post set thing into like a mid set
Set thing. Yep.
adaptation, which also helps because then you can try different things in the set. Like you don't have to wait. Like I feel like a lot of people would play the set, like go to like lose. They'd be 10 minutes later. They'd be like, oh, ran into a lot of Palu back airs. That's probably the reason I lost.
Yep.
And then they'd have to wait 2 weeks to play the next Palu, and then like they'd have to like remember like, oh, that's my problem. This is what I
Yep.
was gonna try. And then you'd have to remember like, oh, okay, this is what I tried. This is what like doesn't work. This is what works. But then you can just do that in the set with the notebook because you just have the information in,
Yep.
in your hand.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of like taking like how most people just like write notes down for school. Like I suppose.
Yeah,
Well, it's the same concepts apply. If you
yeah,
write it down physically, you're kind of more likely to like remember it. It's like it's kind of like the same principle, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
It also in the same also it has the additional benefit of making you play better because you're thinking about the game instead of winning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're like, oh damn, I want to think about what I got to write down. You naturally pay attention more because you're
Yeah.
thinking about like how to get better.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. Yeah, I think more people should probably do it. Like, to be honest, like I'm sure you probably agree. Like maybe not everyone, but like I think it would benefit a lot of people. Um,
I think it's broken to be honest.
okay, yeah,
I think it's like low key broken. I always forget to do it though. Or
yeah,
like I'm like, not today. I just want to play Sebpro and lose today or something.
yeah. So I mean,
I'm not here to improve today. I'm here to have fun.
so you say like more people should do it.
I think so.
Yeah,
Or at least
and
try it.
yeah, I suppose then we can go to the next point. So I'm not sure if everyone is aware of this. It's like from my knowledge, it's kind of public knowledge. I'm sure you don't mind like you guys don't mind me sharing, but undertaken a little bit of a project like how long at this point was this
Would have been 2, 3 months.
2 3 months ago. So,
I can check the exact, but
yeah,
it's
I
been
think
about
around
3.
that time period. So yeah, you've been doing a bit of coaching with Ravsav like yeah since 2 3 months ago. I suppose like kind of what made you want to do coaching? Like was it did it have any like obviously it's going to be for his, like a lot of it for his benefit as well, but did you have any goals for yourself as well when you wanted to undertake this task or like and how consistent do you like do you guys like talk and about like the stuff?
We usually talk one or twice a week.
Yep.
Like we just have a session, like a couple hours. Sometimes after Fan we took a bit of a break because it was just a big tournament. But
Yep.
yeah, usually twice a week. Do some FUD analysis, do some playing. My main motivation. I mean, maybe not my main motivation. I mean, I like to see Ravsav get better, but I also want to test like a lot of my ideas about the game
Yep.
because Corrin is similar in like style to Inkling, kind of just like annoying landing aerial character. Like
Mm-hmm.
try to like use your safe landing aerials and then slowly like not like play a very like passive landing aerial game essentially.
Yep.
So I wanted to see like okay if I and obviously Ravsav's strategy wasn't working, so I was like okay I want to see if the strategy that like if I could instruct it to someone else and I'm not like relying on my own like combo game or like advantage state or like the natural like skill. I want to
Yep.
start from like a blank slate, quote unquote blank slate,
Mm-hmm.
and see if like the ideas actually just work like on their own. Like, can you actually just play like like the landing aerial game like raw and be like good?
Yep.
And I think you can. So that's why I'm like okay, let's see
Okay.
if we can see if we can get Rav on the 40,
Yeah. Okay.
ideally.
Yeah, that's good. Like, is it so? I'm sure this is kind of like your first like instance of like doing coach. Obviously, you give advice to players in general, you do VOD reviews to other people,
Yeah.
but like, so this is like your first time actually like coaching someone, like doing stuff actively with them, and actually trying to the goal to like improve, and like here, like you said, you have a goal. Like there's a tangible goal. I think you're working towards, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The A goals to get on the 40. The B goals to beat gravity.
Oh, okay. That's the most important one. Yeah. Yeah. No,
That one's a little less serious, but
yeah.
I mean, it's. I think it's funny. So.
Which one do you think is happening first? If you want me to ask, if I can.
You could probably beat gravity. It really depends on the season, right?
Yeah.
Because like they only probably play like once a season, so
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's a bit hard to like run into.
and it's like roughly equivalent in skill. Like if you're good enough to beat gravity, you're probably good enough to get on the 40.
40, yeah.
And if you're good enough to get on the 40, you're probably good enough to beat gravity.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, matchup like might be a bit tricky, but that's fine.
That's how it is. Yeah. I suppose just like yeah, on that point, like from your you know from your observations as well, right? Like we all know Ravsav is like been he plateaued for quite a bit, and at the low level. Like what do you feel like what do you feel like causes like lower level players to like plateau? I suppose like have you noticed anything why some of these people like they're a bit held back in terms of like just winning at the game with Smash Bros.
I feel like a lot of it is uh like the guidance is really not that great overall in the like Smash community.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's like information out there, but a lot of it is like really tricky to like get from like information to like execution.
Yep.
Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you should like you tell new players like, oh, you should stop using smash attack so much. Uh, but it's really hard to do that. Like it's like just like a blanket statement. It's not really like taking into account like why they're pressing smash attacks. It's not taking into account like the emotional decision making. It's not taking into account like the physical decision making of like, oh, like what can they execute. It's not taking into account like how do they like think about the game, I guess. And a lot of it is also just like, do they understand what you mean by like smash attacks, or like, I mean, obviously like people know what smash attacks are, but like like what situation specifically? Like a lot of it is very general, and a lot of it can get like muddled, especially if you receive like lots of advice from lots of different people.
Yep.
It's hard to like cohesively like put that together, especially if you don't have like an underlying game plan, which I think a lot of lower level players struggle to like put together.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think was one of Rav's main issues. Like he didn't really know what he was doing in neutral to like win the game, I guess.
Yep.
And it's not like it's not an easy question. It sounds really easy, but it's not an easy question.
No, it isn't. No, it's like there's no right answer. That's why it's so ambiguous. That's why it's like you can't just translate 1-to-1 with like hours into like results really, because it's just it's kind of like an art almost at this point. Like
Yes.
yeah. No, I think that answers that one pretty well. But like, do you also go over any like mental aspects and mental coaching with him? Like how important has that been? To him.
I mean, we haven't ran into like too many mental issues so far. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of at the moment, it's like he's trying to play a lot of Wi-Fi friendlies with Samus on Wi-Fi with Melva, which is a -2 for Corrin,
Yep.
and it's Wi-Fi Samus against a player who's better than you.
Yep.
And that's like crash out a clock for a lot of players.
Yeah.
Like not just Rav, like I know a Wally probably would not survive more than 30 minutes with Caitlyn in a Wi-Fi arena.
Yep.
So there's like a few things like that, but like on the whole, it's like Rav is a very dedicated person who's very like driven. Like obviously, sometimes like the mental slips a little bit, but you can't be here after like 3 or 4 years at low level and not want to like not be like consistently like motivated to like play the game and get better.
Yeah.
So overall, the mental side, like we haven't really had any like major issues so far. I mean, obviously it might change, but I haven't had to do too much to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good.
I mean, apart from say like Wi-Fi, if you go to in the Wi-Fi tournament, that's all right. Wi-Fi is kind of cringe anyway; it doesn't really count.
No, that's good. Like, because I mean, it is important as well. Like, I think both the in-game execution and also that what you think outside of it. It kind of like dictates, I suppose, like how you go about, your practice regime and like your life even almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just a few more things before I'll highlight a few players I just want to talk about with you. But like, yeah, I suppose you're another type of person where people do like enjoy talking to you about the game, and like they do see you as like I suppose on the outside at least like a pretty cerebral cerebral minded player.
That's so funny.
But do you think but like obviously we know, and I'll want to just ask this like like it's different from like in and out the game, isn't it? Like both like the way you communicate, I suppose, about concepts about the game and like what smart decision making is different than what you do with your control in your hand actually in the game. Like I suppose sometimes why do you struggle to not struggle like but, sometimes why do some players struggle to like apply what they say like in the actual game, and what do you think like just like the keys to making good decisions in game like consistently are like what how do you approach this?
I think a lot of the Now, let me think about how I structure this answer. I think a lot of the problems with people is like you need like a basic like understanding of like how you're gonna like win the game. Like for like okay, for Inkling, a lot of it is built on like I'm going to press you with my movement and make you do something, and then I'm gonna hit you after you like make the mistake. And if you don't do that, then I'm gonna like rush you down. That's like my basic. That's basically my basic blueprint. Everything that I like improve is based upon like doing one of those two things better, or like hitting harder. Uh, and so you take someone like I probably shouldn't name names actually, but like a lot of people are like, okay, I'm just gonna like they throw out moves because the moves are like quote unquote good, or like I throw the projectile from like full screen because I throw the projectile from full screen, or like I dash attack because when they're close because I dash attack. That's like the thing that you do. So a lot of players, I think, don't have like a full like understanding of like how to like flesh out the game plan to like a point where like you can account for like most of the things the opponent can do. Like like there's a lot of players who are just, and it's also on top of that, it's also a lot of like execution. Like playing the game is very important. I mean, everyone says it, but like it actually matters so much for like getting situational awareness, which is like actually insanely important.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of like I guess I'll give you an example of like what I've been working with Rav, but it's like I'm doing full cloud forward air into down tilt on his shield over and over again. But like it's really hard for him to punish it because he hasn't thought about the situation before. If that makes sense. Like he doesn't see cloud down tilt on his shield and go, oh, it's minus 26. This is like a perfect opportunity for me to like F smash out a shield. Or like he's like, okay, I'm gonna press now to shield because that's the button you're supposed to press. And it's really hard even after telling him like, okay, this is like the thing that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, you should probably just pin this out of shield, or like, I'm gonna do this option. You just have to do the option that beats it. And it's surprisingly hard for him to do it because he just hasn't put the situation in his brain into a spot where it's like easy to react to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. That
Like
makes,
like he sees the down tilt hit his shield and he's like, oh, okay, I'm like like after the down tilt hit his shield, he's like processed the situation and then he's acted too late. And I feel like that happens in so many situations for so many people where they're just not used to what the opponent's going to do, or they're not expecting the opponent to like do certain things. Like there's a lot of prediction that goes on that a lot of like people just don't think about, I guess.
yeah. So like the processing speed, do you feel like is just the most important part,
Yes.
basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Processing is really important. That's why a lot of knowledge, like you tell someone to do something and they don't do it, and you're like, damn, this person's so stupid. I mean, like not me, but like a lot of people are like, Dad, I tell this person not to do something in the situation and they keep doing it. Like they just never learn. And it's like, no, well, there's like a little bit more complicated than that. Like there's reasons they're still doing the thing that you still haven't like addressed, or like, it takes practice to get the things out of your system. And it takes like active practice, which is why it makes it hard, because you can always just forget about like practicing like, out of shield punishes.
Yeah.
If you've got like a billion other things to work on.
Yeah. Exactly. Actually, it's just so much. There's just so much to actually do. Like like you can understand everything, but actually putting it in the game, it doesn't like the only way you're gonna get that is just like it's just hours of like actual in-game practice. Doesn't matter like what you can theory up, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So like I said, we'll come towards the end, but I just want to highlight a few players, like like maybe like your sets of them, or like in and out of game relationships with these players. And yeah, just get your general thoughts. So first one, we mentioned him a couple of times, but like, and I think probably you know who I'm gonna say, but and you had a big burden lifted just this week actually, so good time to record. But
Yes.
yeah, I wanted you to talk a bit about it's just Sebpro. I mean, we can talk about Rob as well if you want, but yeah, like what's it been like playing Seb over how many years at this point? 6 years, and like how come it took all this time to get one like a full set Rob versus Inkling like versus him just this last week.
It's been a long time playing. I mean, there's not that many people who I've been playing with since the beginning of the game, because a lot of
Yeah.
people obviously like move in and out of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think Seb is uniquely catered to like destroy me because he's one, better than me at the game, two, plays a bad matchup in Rob, and three, also used to play Inkling at the beginning of the game because he was really like interested in the character. So he's like I think he played Inkling at the beginning of the game, realized like, oh, this character has like some weaknesses that are like kind of annoying to deal with. I'm just gonna play the Rob, and then he plays me, and it's like, oh, this guy doesn't know how to play against Rob, and also I can just exploit the Inkling weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of just did that over and over again for 6 years.
Did you feel like it was like a mental block? Like, I mean, when did the mental block actually start? When did you feel like, when did it like kind of spiral out of control where it's like you just give up?
The mental block kind of started like, I the first year I said it again, but like I didn't really win against top 5 people like ever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't beat Jadazor, didn't beat DD, didn't beat Raze, didn't beat Seb, didn't beat DD.
Yep.
So I was kind of like left over from then because like I came back post COVID and I was like, oh, I'm like good enough to beat like Raze now sometimes, or like I'm okay. I mean, I can beat Extra sometimes, and like, oh, I've beaten Jadazor for the first time. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I'm good enough to beat these players. But it's like Seb and Didi in particular, they just had the clutch factor that I just don't have. Like I've taken Seb to game 5 like 4 or 5 times, and it's like, oh, he zeroed to me in the first 20 seconds of game 5, and it's like, oh, okay, this is like how this set's gonna go. It's gonna go close, but then he's gonna outpace me. Because I always feel like Seb like especially like last year and like the year before, I had this pet theory that he always went game 5 with me, or like he kept it close to so that I wouldn't swap off Inkling into like Game and Watch or like Falco or some other
Yeah.
matchup he didn't want to play. Like he's like, oh, you can do it. Like I'll play bad, or not bad, but like I'll let you win like a couple games so you think it's like doable, and then I'll like clean you up game 5 because it happens so consistently. It was not funny.
Yeah. Do you think he takes like a bit of pleasure, like like giving you false hope? Do you think he? I mean, he definitely does. I don't know why I asked.
I mean,
I've asked him, but like, he definitely does. Yeah.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think he actually like did this, but like I do definitely think he played better game 5s because he was like, okay, I'm gonna pull out the tricks that
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out the adaptations that you're not used to.
Mm-hmm.
But then he just didn't like the last week. So I mean, awesome. Like he just kept doing dumb nairs and giving me gyros. So it was very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned him before as well. As another player, that's the next player I had highlighted. Yeah, we have DD, right? Um, still not the greatest matchup from my understanding as Inkling, but a little bit like a bit obviously a lot better than Rob.
I mean, it
Um,
depends who you ask, right? I mean, Bradley thinks it's losing for Wario because he plays it. They
so
play it kind of they cut play kind of silly, but like
that's bullshit. All right, but that one's bullshit. But like, I mean, Bradley's like kind of similar. Like, but it feels like from what I've seen, it's just like I don't know if it was a mental block, but it seemed like you just get getting clutched and clutched and clutched on. It was like I feel like this is like actual scripted like
no,
stuff
yeah.
happening in front of me. Especially like I mean the floating point like I think of game 4, right? Like why does this happen? Why does this happen? It feels like every set.
He's just clutch. He's just clutcher than me. I don't know what to say. I mean, they're just like they just know. It's just like I think it's just unlucky to be honest. Like it's just the better play difference. Like because I mean, you look at the individual games, you're like, oh, I'm like flows. Like I'm doing pretty good into like the Wario normally. Like I'm not getting overwhelmed usually. Like I'm getting like big combos. I'm edge guarding well, like a lot of the time. It's just like the waft at the end, or like a random back air that I just DI wrong, or it's just small things that just add up. I think I've just been unlucky 5 times in a row, or 10 times in a row, however many like last like game 5s in a row we had. Like we
Yeah.
actually had like 9 in a row or something. It was crazy.
Yeah. And it was like not like 9 Sebpro sets where game 5 you just get destroyed anyway. It was like 9 like, oh, I'm actually going to win this game and then lose. Like yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And then they swapped to DK. When I finally beat them, but they
Yeah.
played Warrior game 1 and then played DK games like 2 to 5, and it's like, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, you finally beat me. I'm like, oh, like I guess, yeah, sure. Like you were trying, but I guess I'll take it because they have on multiple occasions gone down 2-1 and then played Bowser and won the set from there,
Yeah,
which is not very fun either.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Losing to a counterpick character that three shocks you game like the first game that comes out, and you're like, oh, this is like I'm good enough to beat the Warrior this tournament, but I can't beat the Bowser. Uh, I
Yeah,
still
fair
haven't
enough.
beaten the Warrior in a full set, but we'll get there at
We'll
some
get
point,
there. If the
probably.
said one can happen, this one can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Didi's the last one off my list. I think he's the only person I've never beaten, except for like Saber, but like it doesn't count.
yeah,
Like like good players that are
yeah,
like active.
yeah. Um, and yeah, I have another player highlighted that I want to talk about a bit earlier as well. Go back to L because this is kind of interesting because at the start it was absolute domination from your side. Like, I mean, the set record is still quite dominant. It's still pretty dominant to you, but you were just like you're like ultra dominant, right? Obviously, like because this matchup, like on paper, like if you just play like the level ones on both characters, the game plans, the simple game plans of level ones on both characters, Inkling just dumps this Lucina.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
but um, but then we got to a period where actually, like Ernest was winning more sets versus you. Actually, it was actually it kind of went uno reverso. Like I
Yes.
suppose like what happened in between there, like like why what changed from Ernest to like start winning against you.
I mean, the first 10 sets I won, but not the 10 sets were like the set record looked really dominant, but a lot of those sets were game threes where he just like choked or
Yep.
like, because it's not like Inkling is a choke character, but Lucina is like an ultra choke character.
Okay.
So like a lot of the time it was just like, oh, I press roller and he like, his finger slips off the control, like he messes his mash up or like, he gets like he gets like edge guarded or like, he gets me at ledge and can't close out the ledge trap properly. So I get like an up air or something. It's like so many of those situations happen in like the first year. That like he was definitely like due. And especially because Ernest was like good in 2019. Like he was like 25th, 20th. But
Yep.
he went to Japan and then came back and he was like, oh, I'm actually PR level now,
Yep.
essentially. Which definitely was part of the reason that he like caught back up and started like beating me. He's also like a very smart player.
Yep.
So he kind of figured out like a lot of like my habits in neutral and like he started pushing his Varnish state really, really hard during that time as well, which definitely helped a lot. Because, Inkling, like, is a pretty good character, but, like, they can get edge guarded really hard by Lucina if,
Yep.
like, the Lucina's on, and ledge trapped as well, which really helped him close out a lot of sets that he would, like, otherwise not. I think overall I was still, like, very clutch against him and, like, a lot of, like, sets, but he definitely, like, closed the gap very like, very nicely
Yep.
with advantage state. Um, Obviously at majors he still couldn't beat me because like he's like
Yeah.
solid plays like good enough to beat me at a local, but it's not good enough at a major when we're both a bit nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Did it feel like it defaulted back to like like the I suppose like the earlier sets kind of, or like was it just like messy and slothy and like I suppose Inkling just does better in those scenarios versus Lucina in
yeah,
particular. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just like a lot of the time it's like you have to be pretty precise as Lucina against Inkling, and a bit vice versa as well, to be
Yep.
honest, but like less so. Uh, but yeah, it was just like a lot of like he just picked up a few panic options in bad spots, and it's like Inkling hits really really hard. Like I think Lucina, like the way the sets would normally go is like he would hit me like more than I would hit him, but I would hit him harder than he hits me. So it if he could avoid getting hit, he was very dominant. Which happened a lot at locals, but then at majors, I was able to like land those hits because I was like luckier, or like he was a little less clean with his execution. That's my theory at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
All right.
I kind of chuckled when you said like I was a cerebral player earlier because I think L's like I talked to L and I'm like, oh, this guy's like way smarter than me. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, there's different level. Obviously, yeah, we can have multiple cerebral players. I definitely think Ernest is definitely in that category as well. Um, Okay, I got two more players I want to talk with you, and you can bring up anyone after as well. But again, these gonna be another. These are more. I like to bring up the roadblock players with people. So I'm gonna bring up another
Which
roadblock.
one is this one?
This one. So I'm gonna bring up Insie. Insert name.
Uh,
This guy gave you a lot of trouble
oh,
for as well. Plays a very basic character. Seems like you said you like the basic characters, right? You said Mario. That's pretty cool.
yes.
Ike is as basic as I can get, but you just kept getting owned. Like, what's the why?
Yeah,
Why is Inzie just so hard? Like,
he's
good
just
character.
fundamentally like better than me. I mean, I was trying to figure out it why I like to because it's not like Ike has like that many tools, right? He's Nair. Like in
Yeah.
neutral, you're like, okay, I gotta watch out for Nair, I gotta watch out for grab, and I gotta watch out for down tilt, and like maybe dash attack at like hypersense. Like, oh, there's not like that much. But it was so hard for me to beat Inzi, especially during 2022, where I think I lost like 17 sets to like 0-17 or something. Like I lost 17 or like I was losing to Inzi quicker than Beefy was losing to Scobo for like the entire year.
Yep.
Which is like not very fun, especially when a lot of those were going game 5 and then the Ike was just clutching on me over and over again. It's like the same story with like Didi and like Seb, where it's just like you go game 5 like and then they hit the 80% kill combo and it's like okay, fair enough.
Yep.
But yeah, the main reason was I kept trying to outplay New Indy in like the footsies game, but he's too good at that.
So
Well, like
what was the answer? What did you think the answer was?
because I was like, okay, if I just like camp with like splatter shot, I'll eventually be able to like land enough. Like, if he nairs enough times, I'll be able to grab it, and as long as I don't get hit by the nairs, it's gonna be okay. But then he was able to use the platforms to like camp me out very effectively and mix up his like neutral air timings, and also like his like landings in general, as like an Ike main has to do.
Yep.
I think the thing that like changed the matchup for me eventually was I figured out that I could just like air to air him before the nair comes out, and that's what like I have to do. And that was like a game changer. Although also by that point, Inzi had kind of like started to fall out of the scene a little bit, so it was like a little bit less of a great. Like I didn't get like a satisfying conclusion. I guess it was like, oh, I
Yeah.
beat him after he hadn't attended for like a month or two. It's like okay, that's
I mean,
I'll take it. But
he does show up
he's still
very
good.
occasionally, and he's still pretty good. That's the thing. Like he came back in like I think sometime late 2023 and got like got like 6 or something. Like after
Yeah.
like a pretty long hiatus. It's not like I don't know. I'd still take it, but yeah, I suppose you'll never get to like play like another 10 sets probably with them and see how it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got another arc to deal with, which sometimes gives you a bit of trouble. Still gives me trouble a lot
Yeah,
as
I mean,
well.
I lost to
Yeah.
Wi-Fi at the weekend actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah. And then
I mean,
last
Ike,
player.
Ike was a problem. Also, I want to say
Yeah, we
quick.
go. Yeah.
Ike was also a problem character for me in 2019, where I lost to Arnie
Oh yeah.
five times in a row, and then also Zaki
Saki,
was.
yeah.
We're actually on the same. I mean, we didn't mention it, but I was actually sponsored briefly
Oh,
in
that's right. Yeah,
2019.
yeah. By
With
what was it? Fury, right?
no, Fury was the merge because I was on a team with Raze and Zaki on Admire My Rank AMR.
Oh, no. I remember this. Yeah, that's right.
And then yeah, going into Arcadian, they were like, we're gonna take Zaki and Razy and merge with Fury,
Okay.
and leave you behind. And they're like, oh, that sucks.
But why not
Uh,
you? Weren't you high ranked than Zaki this week?
no,
Or?
Zaki was higher ranked than me at that point.
Oh, okay.
But this was like also like the worst timing for them because then Zaki just like quit immediately after the Arcadian, pretty much. Well, like he started
Yep.
playing League.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, that was a quick note.
Yeah, no, that's all good. No,
They
actually,
picked the wrong guy, but
I
that's
forgot to
that's
remember.
also like sponsorships are so fake at that point. Like fucking Vine Green was sponsored. Like no offense, Vine Green, but like
That's yeah. Actually, that's no. Yeah, that's right. I didn't. It doesn't say on Love Smash. I forgot. I forgot that was a thing.
obviously I wouldn't say I
Yes,
wouldn't say
yeah.
I was Smash.
Should
I
have
mean,
a
it's so
sponsor tab.
brief. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, every top 20 player was sponsored, or like
Yeah.
not everyone, but like a lot of them, and like proper like outside sponsors, not like Mac Esports,
Yeah, old Slim Game.
or like inside the Smash scene.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like the current sponsors are kind of more real than those ones, but we'll move on. We'll move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah, just last player I want to highlight. You do have a positive record on him, but it's very close. I think it's when I saw 16-14. I'm going to mention Duon. Because
Mhm.
it's a bit weird with him. Like you said, you are positive, but he did dominate. It seems like he kind of dominated you a bit at the start. Not super dominated, but like pretty comfortable in his favor. But
Yeah,
even the later years when he had fallen off clearly, still like I think the last that you guys played, he'd won. From what
yeah,
I
I think
saw.
so.
But like,
But
why did he still, even after you'd overtaken him for the last 2 years, why would he still give you some trouble?
uh, I have the main reason is probably because, well, Diddy Kong, I forget how to play against that character if I haven't played them one in like 3 months. And then I just auto lose to any like decent Diddy Kong because I press the dumb buttons in the dumb areas against Banana. Like that black character doesn't make sense to me. I mean, as you can see, I got double limbed by Diddy at Phantom
Phantom,
like
yep.
a couple of weeks ago because I was like, oh, I don't remember what to do. Well, that's part of the reason for the Diddy Kong. For the Falco, he just like part of my mental is a bit like, he kind of like hates Inkling. So I kind of feel a bit bad when like I cheese Falco at like 0% or like, I do like some dumb thing. So I kind of like not go easy, but I'm kind of like it's in the back of my head of like I don't really want to like piss him off a little bit that I don't get with other players. I don't know why. Uh, I mean, obviously he's still like a good player. He plays like
Yep.
properly, and like Falco can blow you up. I think I don't know, to be honest. Like he's just good.
He's
He's
good.
still good
Yep.
fundamentally,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
he still remembers how to fight me. Um, I don't have any more other reasons than that, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, that one looks like a bit interesting record. Like, it just I don't know. Sometimes we players can just have weird like success with some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, he's still fundamentally solid player, even though he's fallen off. I suppose, yeah. Do you have anyone else you want to highlight, or like anyone else like I suppose like you want to credit, or like anyone of
Uh,
note? Do you feel like maybe that'd be like important to your growth or development, or like just any shout outs to the some people to the scene helping? Like I don't know.
I guess a big one to raze for
Okay.
like he
Yep.
helped me a lot in 2019 because we were on the same team and we hadn't really talked before then, and I was like he helped me a lot then
Yep.
and like during COVID to get better. Uh, I mean, there's a lot of like rivals I've had over the years
Yep.
that I mean probably take too long to go into like the details of all of them, but
Yeah.
like
Just want to just name them.
P9,
Yep.
Princess,
Yep.
Ignis, Corvid, Zav, you,
Mm-hmm.
Connor, like all these people like around my skill level that like Kami like around my skill level that I've had like very fun set histories with and like have learned a lot from and they've learned a lot from me and we've like helped each other over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously it's you can't list them all.
Yeah. 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 No,
Uh,
that's
so no offense if I've left you off the list, like uh, but I don't know. There's not many people that are like specifically like helped me, I guess.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
been a pretty like group effort, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's
Um,
fine to hear. All right. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. One last thing before we wrap it up. Okay. I actually wrote this earlier and I forgot to ask actually, but one last thing you are kind of known for. Okay. You're a little bit of a clip farmer, right? You're a bit of a clip king, actually. Yeah. Just tell me, like, I suppose like the art of like getting a clip and like were you always like this? Did you or did people like notice like that was kind of sick? You should like post that or something. Like why are you so good at getting clips and like like how do you get them? Are they do you like have these planned in your head or like is it all like free flow? No pun intended.
it's all flow state, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the names, the tag says it all. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a lot of the time. I'm just like I don't. A lot of the time when I'm playing, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm not like in a position where I'm gonna lose the game immediately if I like fuck this up. So I'm just gonna go for it.
Mhm.
Uh, Even if that thing is pressing down air on the platform 5 times in a row, because I'm like, if it works, it's really funny, and it's kind of annoying to like punish me for this. And if they do punish me, it's not the end of the world. So Like, especially at locals, I'm like, I don't really care too much. I don't care as much about the outcome of the set. I'm like fine with like playing a bit silly, having a bit of fun at the video game tournament.
Yep.
Uh,
Children's party
I'm a
game
bit,
tournament. Yep.
I'm a bit harsh. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And do you feel like you had do you feel like you've like lost a set because you tried to fish or something or?
Yes, yes, yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes, all the time, all the time.
Do you have one
I've
that's
lost.
like?
I lost a set to Shen specifically. Like the first like week Kazuya was released, where I was like, I had a roller guaranteed punish game 3 against the Kazuya. I was up a full stock, so I was like, I'm gonna do down air and then read the tech roll on the platform, and then he didn't do the tech roll, and then he killed me, and then he did a Kazuya combo and 0 denied me, and I was like, oh, this is like, I'm losing this. I lost the set right after that. I like threw it away. I was like, oh, this sucks. Why did I do that?
Okay, I
I've
didn't
definitely
know.
done it before. I also lost a meme god like
Yeah, I was about to say,
recently where I
was
was
that
like,
one? I thought that was just a spectacular throw, but you were actually trying to do something.
yes, it was a spectacular throw because I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna hit this downer, man, like off the stage,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna forget to double jump back. I mean, it was like partial. Well, the idea was like I was up 3 stocks to 1. I'd already like done some silly stuff and it worked against him earlier in the game. Like I hit down a up smash on Pyro, which I thought was really funny on
Yeah.
like through the platform. Like that's what Pyro does. But I'm doing it as an Inkling. Like how does that feel? That's so funny.
Yeah.
So I was really like, I'm 3 stocks to 1 up. I can go for some stuff. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I SD'd 100, like my first stock. That's fine. I SD'd at 0 second stock. Okay, time to lock in a little bit. I'm still at 0, so I can go for a roll read here. Like he's not gonna kill me. And then he didn't kill me, but then I lost the game after that because I didn't play. Like he just clutched on me. I was like, oh, well, that wasn't meant to happen, but no, I don't. I guess I kind of regret it, but I don't regret it because if it worked, it would have been cool.
Yeah. No. Okay. That's funny to hear. No. Like, do you have a favorite one in mind? I have a favorite in mind. Like, I know one that I enjoy. Do you?
Is it the baked goods
Yeah,
one?
it's a baked goods one. Yeah.
I don't know. It's so everyone loves that one so
Yeah.
much. I mean, I get it, but I feel like I guess from a combo video perspective, like connoisseur, as
Yeah.
I might say myself.
Oh, nice.
It's like the first like it wasn't like a true 0 to death. Like I dropped the combo between like the throw combo and like the splat bomb because I obviously and then also he did like some kind of like questionable defensive techniques on the platform. Like miss tech into roll is like perfect for me landing the roller. Like
Yep.
it could have been cleaner, but like I get it.
Yep.
I think there's a lot. I think there's this old clip on Naru's Minmin where I hit some crazy ass like platform extension. I think that one comes to mind because it's the cleanest like combo where I go from like 0 to like to death pretty much, and it ends in a downer. Obviously you don't have it in front of you, so like there's not much point in me describing it. But
Yeah, we'll see.
there's
Maybe
that one.
if you can find it, maybe link it, and
I can find it because
yeah, if
I
I'll-
found it like recently-ish.
yeah, and I'll link it in the description of the video so people can see.
That's the only one that comes to mind like directly. Although I think if I looked, I'd probably have some others that I'm
Yeah,
like that's
okay.
kind of nice.
Okay.
I used to save them. I used to like clip them and like keep them in like a notepad on like my old computer, so I
Okay.
could put them in like a combo video
Montage.
eventually.
Yeah, like you've made a few montages. How many montages have you?
I've made like one.
Okay.
I made one
Yeah,
because
I've
I went to
only seen the one.
Pixel.
Yeah.
This was like just post quarantine. So I was like, oh, I've been in the training room. I've got all these drag down combos. Like, it's gonna be so awesome. I hit like one on Danklin, didn't kill, but it like it was a cool extension. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I hit like some like bike into it's a roller,
Yeah.
some bullshit. And I was like, yeah, this is good enough. Yeah, well, it was a good pixel. You know, that's fun. We'll give it a go. It's kind of a shit combo video, but you know, it's fun.
Oh, I remember. I remember liking it, and the music choice is always important as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that probably about wraps it up. Do you have any last shout outs to just anything you want to plug or whatever, or what are future plans?
Future plans. I think in the future, I don't know if you feel this, but I feel like winning a major is kind of like out of the question. But top 8ing a major and playing like fun sets Like I feel like that's like the goal for like a lot of like high level. So I feel like,
Yep.
and especially because I haven't done it in a bit, I feel like that's like the peak of the game. Uh, so
Yeah.
that's my like that's my goal at least. I don't know about how you feel about like your goals for the rest of the game.
No,
Uh,
I'm basically like kind of like wrapped up. I mean, I do want to see like the PR come or the 40 come out, which hasn't come out, and then like the like the new one, the season that's basically just about to wrap up. But I'm pretty much I'm
like you're
also pretty
tapping
much
out. You're like,
yeah.
I've done everything that I really
I've
wanted to.
yeah, exactly. Like even like you said, yeah, to make more top eights, but even that's so hard right now.
It is really hard. But then
Um,
that's why it's so good. Uh,
so
I
I
mean,
just
I know I lost the set versus Didi, but that set versus Didi was like the most fun I've had in like,
okay.
and also the set versus Unpheasant at the floating points, where it's just like the crowd is so loud and the set is like so it's like close. It's like a good set.
Yeah.
You know, the energy's high in the room, the atmosphere, like that's it's such a great experience.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think that's what it's all about, actually. Like, you are
yeah,
right. But yeah,
I think Jason said that like
yeah, you did
two
say that
years
on the
ago.
podcast. Yeah,
It's stuck with me. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, like I'm not winning a major. I mean, I'd like to win a major, but I don't think it's happening, unfortunately.
yeah.
Uh,
Anything on the melee side, maybe? Maybe put a bit more focus on that, or
Melee, yeah, it's always going in the background, but it's less of a focus. I mean, I guess it depends on like if Ultimate's still the only Smash game in like 3 years, I'll probably be focusing more on melee at that
yeah,
point, trying to like get PR in that game. But
hmm
we'll see what happens.
yeah, okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, all right. I suppose that's quite good. You know, we went for a decent length there. I think that wrap things up about now. But no, thanks for being my second guest.
Yeah, thanks
Um,
for having me.
yeah, no problem. No, I thought it was really good.